about the consequences of, you put things in motion years ago, and you think it's a good idea, but you don't realize things will stick with you. And sometimes, that's on a large level, and it can be disastrous, and sometimes it's just kind of an embarrassing thing. And I don't really do anything that would be large level disastrous, I don't think. Maybe we'll find out at some point, I suppose.
I can't think of one.
I can't think of one either. But slightly embarrassing in today's context, yes, that is something.
Really?
Yeah, that I am. But I find out in terrible ways. So yesterday after the show, me and the big boss of the whole company, Jim McClure.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the big boss man.
Me and the big boss man.
That would be awesome.
Well, because Nails was in the subway. So the big boss man and I had to stop him. But Jim McClure and I, we went to a big sales meeting, to introduce them to the show and everything, and to talk about all the great potential for wonderful partners that we could have on the show. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there, and it's a big meeting. It's like 80 people in this meeting. It was
really?
Everybody that works in sales. So it was like a whole meeting room, like a big meeting room with a giant table.
I didn't even know that many people still worked here.
Dude, I went to an office yesterday I never knew existed. But
it wasn't even here.
No, it was a different. I had to put a jacket on and walk.
You guys walked together, or did you walk a little ahead?
I walked a little ahead, mate. Well, you got to make sure that you maintain a position of power.
Power dynamics.
Yeah, 100%. No, we walked the whole way together, just talking about how much better this show is than the Bonfire. And McClure's like, yeah, and it wasn't even my conversation.
He brought that up?
He wouldn't stop talking about it. So much better than the Bonfire. He said, and it's not a Big J problem, but I don't want to go any further than that.
Well, no, because Big J's been there for a while.
He said the Big J is perfect, but I don't want to go any further. And I said, no problem, don't. Enough said, I said. So that was the whole, and it was a long walk.
Wow.
The whole
he just
time.
Wouldn't shut up?
No, he kept going. And
but he didn't want to go any further.
But he doesn't want to go any further than that. And I said, no problem. But, expand. And he said, okay, well, But we got to the meeting, and, like I said, it was this office where it's just people who work here. It's like salespeople, and I don't know what they do. But there's a whole room and a big table full of salespeople there, and then the big Zoom screens. So you had people in Los Angeles, and you had people in every place there are offices for this company. There's Miami salespeople. Everybody was there.
Was Pitbull there?
Pitbull was in there. Yes, of course he was. And they were like, before we start, is there anything anybody wants to say? And you just heard one voice on Zoom go, Dale. And we're like, okay, we can now begin.
All right, we're good.
Yes, but this is all to say, the woman leading the meeting is a wonderful woman, and I was very happy, had done a lot of research. It was great, and she did a great job, but it was my own fault that it was to my chagrin. Because she was like, we have a special guest. Sam Roberts is here. Yeah. He's a host of Sam Roberts show, and I was like, first I was so thrilled because she said it right. I was sitting there gritting my teeth. And I go, she better know there's no the. She better know it's possessive. And she knew. She was, on top of it. She was fantastic. And then she's like talking about it. And going, this is his history here, and he does this. She said I was the resident WWE expert, which I was like, hell yeah, I am.
That's true.
And then she said, he's known as the last professional broadcaster. And I went, oh.
That's you, though.
I know, and it's my thing. It wasn't her fault. I said, but I never, they say you can't give yourself nicknames.
No, you're generally considered a loser if you give yourself a nickname.
No, I was so
Somehow
worried.
You avoided that.
Yeah, I don't know how. I felt like one when I was sitting at this table of real people. Not like silliness, like real people here to conduct business. He's known as the last professional broadcaster. I was waiting for one person out of the 80, however many, to go, by who? Like, who?
At least she got her research right, and she didn't say least professional broadcaster.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, she nailed it.
That would have been embarrassing.
That would
have been horrible. Because then I would have had to correct it. It's actually last professional. Yeah, but I couldn't, on one end, I couldn't believe it, because this ridiculous nickname that I made up is now being said in like corporate meetings, but also
at least you're not Sex Bagel.
That's true. He's known as the Sex Bagel. But also like the idea that now I have to look at people in the face and I mean, for lack of a better term, I'm pitching myself. I'm introducing myself, but I'm pitching myself. And they're like, wait, can we go back to the nickname? No, please don't go back. And they didn't. They just accepted it, which I very much appreciate.
They don't care.
No, but when you hear it.
They're just there because it's a meeting.
I know.
And Howard Stern did that, and it worked for him.
I guess, but there had to be something when Howard was sitting at Howard was sitting in a meeting like that, going, "This is the king of all media."
Oh, he loves it. He's
You
like,
think so?
Yeah, of course.
Because I didn't.
And
I
he
mean,
made that up.
I know he did make that up.
Michael Jackson's the king of pop.
That's why he came up with that.
He said Michael Jackson pronounced himself king of pop. I pronounced myself then the king of all media, and I said, "Fine,
and
I'm the last."
Stuck for 30 years.
That's right. And I don't think Last Professional Broadcaster is going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
People love to say it.
you
Most
gonna-
people say completely wrong. They come up to me and they go, "Hey, there's the last great broadcaster," and I was like, "That's what? Yeah, hey, hi."
Maybe you'll rebrand though.
From Last Professional Broadcaster.
Because you were prime time Sam Roberts for a long time.
right.
Yeah, I feel though like
Maybe you can become the broadcaster.
The broadcaster.
that's way worse.
No, I think it's cool.
It actually has a nice ring to it.
Thanks, buddy. I like it too.
No, I think last
that on a shirt.
Last Professional Broadcaster feels Final Form to me, like the same way like
But you're also insulting everybody else that works here.
But that's kinda funny.
only if they're like
if they came after
if they
him.
came after
Right.
me. I mean, it also I don't mind insulting everybody that comes after me. I
Half the bonfire.
Well, the problem's not Big J, but that's as far as we want to go, is what I was told from a corporate level. But I think it's a great show. I'm saying from a corporate level, that's how they feel. But yeah. I mean, they came after me. You could. I mean, if you want to be insulted by it, be insulted by it. Then I think people will come across insecure.
Yeah.
But if anything, it pays homage to all those that came before me.
That's right.
And
Oh, like all of these are professionals. I am the last.
I'm the last one. Like
As far as professional broadcasters, you're the caboose.
right, they're like this is like one of the littest trains you could ever see, and you love trains.
I love trains.
So like yeah, like this is so lit. Except there's only one car that remains on the train, and it's me. So like and Danielle, it's got to suck for you to hear as an intern. That's like, oh, maybe I'll be a professional broadcaster. Like, whoop,
It's too late.
too late. You know, get on YouTube or something. Do whatever you want to do. Stream, I guess. But it's too late for this. This train has left the station.
the caboose.
And I know. And I wish that you had been there, Troy.
Yeah.
Because you could have said in the sales meeting, by the way, I just want to explain. On the train of professional broadcasters, my man over here is the caboose.
Troy should have been there as your hype man.
You would have done a good
I would
job.
hype you up, bro.
You would have?
Of course.
There probably would have been a moment or two where I would have said, like, I think I got this spot. I think.
Like you pat me on the leg, like, yeah,
All right.
calm down.
All right, buddy. I think, they were asking me, so I'll go ahead and answer. Yeah. But, I mean, it went great.
So
However,
they love you?
They love me. They think I'm just the tits. That's what they said. That's what they got. McClure told me that. On our way out, he's like, I'm already getting emails. They think you're the tits. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I did not expect when Last Professional Broadcaster is coming down the barrel and you don't expect it, it hits hard. And it's like, I put my head in my hand for a moment. Like,
Well, if you spent 20 years branding
know.
yourself a certain way, you shouldn't be surprised.
I know.
when it
I don't know
happens.
why you're surprised by
I
it.
got nobody to blame except myself. And in that moment, I said, I have nobody to blame for this feeling except myself.
If somebody says he's not Sam, you're like, I guess I still got to go with this.
But it comes across as, in the wrong context. It could come across as douchey and self-important. And
Oh, stop.
you don't think so?
No.
Okay, good.
part of the job.
Good. Being douchey and self-important?
Yes.
You gotta have a little bit of like
yourself.
an ego. I mean,
Right.
like
Yeah, I mean, that's what the apostrophe is all about, right?
Right.
Why put a possessive apostrophe in the name of your show if you're not at least somewhat douchey and self-important?
And you got to own it, and you do.
I do. Okay.
As much as some
All right.
people might think it's completely ridiculous,
Right.
you got to own
The
it.
show name,
Yeah.
like it should be the Sam Roberts.
Yeah.
I
That's-
think everybody thinks that except for Sam.
Yeah, I refuse that. There was even a meeting like at the beginning of the year when Travis was like, I really hate the apostrophe. And I was like, I don't care.
I think that's probably why you did it.
I mean, it really did add fuel to the fire.
Like you have to know when you're dealing with you have to think like, okay, which direction do I want this to go in? And he's going to counteract it with this.
I will do.
But also, Sam should be happy that he's got people around him that aren't afraid to be like, hey, that's stupid.
No, I appreciate it, but I will make big moves just to spite my friends. Not even to spite enemy. Just to be like, oh, you don't like that? We're doing it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I mean, this you do it all the time.
Right. This is a huge business decision you're making based on doing something you don't like.
And that's fine because you know why?
Why?
You usually win.
Usually, or
Sam wins again.
yeah. Basically always. And I think it's important. But you also have to you have to know how to handle situations when things get hot. And my sort of role model for all that is actually Michael Waltz.
Oh.
You guys know about Michael Waltz? He's the guy who started the Signalgate group text. And I thought, he went on Laura Ingraham last night.
She's getting to the bottom of it?
Yeah, because she's the one to be like, no. I'm going to ask the tough questions. I'm going to hold this guy's feet to the fire. Now, what's great about...
They're already declaring it the scandal that wasn't?
The scandal, yeah, because all the Dems think it was a scandal.
No big deal.
The Dems are thinking it was a scandal, but it's not that big a deal. I know it's not that big a deal because Laura Ingraham was telling me about it. But, no, he's a national security advisor. Like, this is an expert on national security. So there were, scandal or not, Dems or not, a lot of questions about how the editor of The Atlantic, who they told me many times before this and during the interview, he hates Trump.
Big piece of shit.
He's a huge fuckwad is what they called him.
They're like, yeah, but regardless of that, how did he get on? He
sucks. I hate him. I hate him so much. And that was part of the defense, too. It's like, why would I have him in my phone at all if he's that big of an idiot? And Laura Ingraham was like, that's a great point. Yeah, I don't think you would.
Which is weird, because I got people I don't like at all that are in my phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you should have been the one instead of Ingraham, like getting to the bottom of all this.
I'm not going to say who.
But is it Big J?
No.
It's not Big J.
No, it's
okay,
definitely
okay.
not Big J.
Okay, so
he's not the problem.
But we'll leave it there. We won't go any further.
Management has asked us to leave it there.
Okay, all right. So Mike Waltz did. He sat down. He's like, I'll do one interview. I'll do the Laura Ingraham experience. And so he did it last night so we could finally just put this all to bed, because people they won't leave it alone.
They won't drop it.
No, this is the story we were talking about yesterday, where they were, it was a group text on the Signal app, where they were talking about bombing Yemen and the Houthis, and they keep wanting to make sure everybody understands. It was very effective. Like the military mission went well, and they are worried people are losing sight of how well the mission went.
Was anyone questioning that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that was a concern of anybody. It's like,
Yeah, no, we know.
Big ups. The issue is the texting. Like our military is great, but the texting part of it. J.D. Vance is on the text. I saw before we get to this, poor Tulsi, somebody's on that group text under the name TG. And so they think it's Tulsi.
Probably is.
And I would think so. Especially the way she handled being questioned.
Isn't she in charge of the intelligence community?
I think so.
Yeah, probably her.
I think so. But it's crazy how fast everything moves. Like in that movie Quiz Show we were talking about yesterday. It felt like it took months before anybody got in front of like a Senate hearing or anything.
Yeah.
But with this, 8 hours after we were talking about it, Tulsi Gabbard was already getting fried in front of a Senate hearing about this group text. And they were just yelling questions at her, not letting her answer.
I had to stop watching clips because it gets so frustrating, and this happens on both sides, to just watch people get yelled at like they're your parents and then just not answer the questions.
Right. Like, tell me exactly the answer that I want to hear, or I'm going to shout at you more.
I don't know.
What? Yeah. Just watch this guy. He literally won't even let her answer.
So, Director Gabbard, did you participate in the group chat with Secretary of Defense and other Trump senior officials discussing the Yemen war plans?
Senator, I don't want to get into the specifics.
Ma'am, were you on? You're not going to be willing to address. So you're not. Are you denying? Will you answer my question, ma'am? You were not.
He's trying so hard to have him. He's not that guy. This guy needs to understand. I don't even know who he is, but this guy needs to understand that he is not that guy. He wants to be that guy. Everybody in this building wants to be that guy. But he is not that guy. He's not going to have that moment. He doesn't even know exactly what he's asking. But he's going for the follow-up before Tulsi even finishes her sentence. I guess he's probably concerned because they only get a limited amount of time per person.
Yeah.
So he wants to make sure that Tulsi doesn't keep yapping, because Tulsi's a good speaker. So he wants to make sure that Tulsi doesn't keep talking and it takes away from his moment, But
I think he's also like in charge of
What?
like intelligence hearings.
Doesn't seem that intelligent to me.
Well, he has some sort of. He's also already frustrated because she's not answering any questions.
Well, she's not going to. Sometimes you got to realize no matter how much you shout at people, they're just going to show up and they're not going to answer questions.
And he and other people are already frustrated because they keep saying, we didn't talk about anything classified. But then they're also saying, I can't talk about that.
Well,
I can't tell you if I was TG. Because it's either me or Todd Gass. I'm not saying who.
Yeah, I don't know. Bros before hoes.
Yeah.
Like there's, just because it's not classified doesn't mean, like, my texts aren't classified, but I'm not going to tell you every single thing that I said in them.
Maybe some.
Some of it.
Everything.
Some of it. Literally yesterday we were reading the group text to Hot Dog, so maybe I will. Maybe I will happily tell you everything that is said in the text.
I don't know if we'll say everything.
Well, it's not classified.
No, that's true.
So, Director Gabbard, did you participate in the group chat with Secretary of Defense and other Trump senior officials discussing the Yemen war plans?
Senator, I don't want to get into the specifics.
Ma'am, were you on? You're not going to be willing to address. So you're not. Are you denying? Ma'am, will you answer my question, ma'am?
What question?
You were not TG on this group chat.
I'm not going to get into the specifics.
So you refuse to acknowledge whether you were on this group chat.
Senator, I'm not going to get into the specifics.
Why are you going to get into the specifics? Is it because it's all classified?
I would not be able to handle myself in this scenario.
No.
I would make I would really yell back at him. I go, if you want to fight, we'll fight. Like, what do you? No, I'm not TG, but I'm DTF. Does that make you happy? Like, you want to throw initials around? Fuck you. That's what how about that? How about fuck you? Huh? How about that?
You're saying if you're Tulsi or if you're Warner?
Either one.
Okay.
I don't care.
Either one, you're making a scene.
Because I would have to make a scene. I can't do this play. I can't do this like.
That's all. This is all theater.
Of course, and I can't do it. I'm not built for it. I can't do the act out. Like a grown ass adult yelling at me. It's never gonna fly. And then also somebody like talking down to me, going, none of this would ever fly. I could not do it.
I'm not here to talk about that.
I would make such a scene.
I mean, what else can she do?
And then
Say, yeah, no, it was me.
She
should be on the text. She's the director of intelligence.
It's not being on the text is not the problem. The problem is that guy Mike. What's his name?
Mike Waltz. I thought you took all your. I thought you respected him.
Oh yeah. The problem is whoever sucked the guy from the Atlantic into the phone.
Don't worry, we're getting to the bottom of that.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw. The problem is getting the guy from the Atlantic on the text. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being on the text.
You should be.
If you're not the guy who let Bill Goldberg from the Atlantic on the text, if you're not the person who let him on the text, then it's fine to be on the text.
Yeah. Nobody's like, hey, how come you were involved in this?
Because she's probably talking shit.
You think she's talking shit?
Of course. You're on a group text. Like, okay, now that Yemen's over, like, how bad does Trump's wig look today?
You think that's what they talk about?
Yeah. I mean, they got to, I mean, it's a group text. It's like, that's the safe space.
American flag emoji.
Fist bump, fire. And then when I found out that, like, when we were talking to Laura Ingraham, that I found out that Mike Waltz was the one who did the American flag.
Oh, was it?
Fist bump. Yeah, that was him. Because I looked at the text itself.
That was Mike Waltz?
It said Mike Waltz on it. It didn't even say initials.
That's cool. I like I like that they communicate in emojis.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Because it's like, we're all Gen Z ultimately, aren't we?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. You're either a boomer or you're Gen Z. Me and Mike Waltz, we pick Gen Z.
You were not TG on this group chat.
I'm not going to get into the specifics.
So you refuse to acknowledge whether you were on this group chat.
Senator, I'm not going to get into the specifics.
Why are you going to get into the specifics? Is it because it's all classified?
Because this is currently under review by the National Security
Because
Council.
it's all classified? If it's not classified, share the text now.
Why would
As the
she
White
share
House
this?
previously
Is it classified or non-classified information on this text?
I can confirm.
Director Radcliffe, were you on the group chat? So, Director.
And then he said, I was.
He seems butthurt that he wasn't on the group chat.
Oh, you think that's what this
Who started the group chat? Who was responsible for inviting people to the group chat? I wish I could answer these questions, but I wasn't on the group chat.
Did you guys talk about me?
Yeah.
Release the texts, just the parts that have me in them.
These are my initials. Why did you say this guy's a dweeb? Were you talking about me? No, that's a
Who
different.
said, I hope we don't have to answer to Four Eyes?
Yeah. This is like there's a group text that my wife and kids are on that I am also not invited on to.
Do you have that?
Do you have that? Because this is triggering to me. This feels like all my life. Everybody has a great group text. Nobody invites me on them. Sir, this feels personal. I don't know. This is a matter of national security anymore.
I just want to know why I'm not involved in dinner plans.
Yeah, why won't anyone put me on a group text? Wait, are you talking about group text now? Or are you talking about this? I don't know. I concede my time.
My phone never goes off.
Yeah. I don't even need this thing. My battery's always full. I don't use my phone for anything. Sir, do you have any more questions for
I've been to
Ms.
Apple. They
Gabbard?
say it's not broken.
They say it's fine. I got 5 bars.
I think that's what it is.
His phone's not ringing.
Yeah, I think he's upset.
And he's
that he's
pissed.
not in any
I'd be pissed too. You're just like, oh, I guess nobody makes calls or texts anymore, huh? That's the day and age we're living in. And they're like, no, we all call and text all the time.
Yeah.
What? All right, so after that debacle, we still don't know who this TG is.
I think we got to the bottom of it.
I'm gonna guess Tulsi Gabbard.
That's one guess.
You know what would have been an easy thing to say? No, it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't me.
That really would have wrapped that up quickly. I have no answers for you because it wasn't me.
He would have been like, what?
What? No, TG. It could be anybody. Oh, okay. Could be that guy, I don't know who TG is.
He's that guy.
Yeah. So then Mike Waltz, who is the national security advisor who started the group chat. That's why he's important. He's the one that put everybody together on the group chat, and he's also the one that did the fist bump American flag fire emoji, which Laura Ingraham...
So this is the Gen Zer that was in charge of...
This is the guy.
Gotcha.
This is the guy, right? This is the college kid that did it.
Right. 63-year-old college.
Mm-hmm. And Laura Ingraham did not get down to the emojis of it, which was kind of disappointing to me. I feel like we needed way more than 15 minutes with this guy. If I had him in this studio, we'd grill him. We'd grill him not just about how did that Bill Goldberg from The Atlantic get into the group text, but also now let's go over your texting techniques now that we know it's you. But Laura still did her thing. Let's start right from the beginning where we can get into what's really important, which is the strike.
Joining us now, one of the principals who was on that Signal chat, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. Advisor Waltz, thank you for joining us tonight. The president expressed complete confidence in you today and his entire cabinet. But how did a Trump-hating editor of The Atlantic end up on your Signal chat?
Laura, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but
he practiced this. He practiced it. You could see in his eyes, Laura, like, what's the first thing I'm going to say?
I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I've had so many conversations with Troy that have started that exact same way. Sam, I've never been much of a conspiracy theorist, but go ahead, go on. What's on your mind?
Building 7 was a...
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great if that's where Mike Waltz went? But before we get into the text, I'd like to talk about Building 7. Oh, okay. Like he knows he's going down for this, so he's going to take everybody down with him. He's like, you know what? If I go down with this, I'm going to take everybody down.
That's right.
In a controlled demolition. What?
Huh? What?
Anyway,
the group text.
How did a Trump-hating editor of The Atlantic end up on your Signal chat?
Laura, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but of all the people out there, somehow this guy who has lied about the president, who has lied to Gold Star families, lied to their attorneys, and gone to Russia hoax, gone to just all kinds of links to lie and smear the president of the United States, and he's the one that somehow gets on somebody's contact and then gets sucked into this group.
Laura Ingraham was like, yeah, that was kind of my question, actually.
How does that happen?
How do people get... And by the way, is that how people get into the group text? Do they have to get sucked in?
I'm constantly just trying to text you, and like Hot Dog just gets sucked in.
You get sucked in.
Is that like getting jumped in with a gang?
I think so.
Instead of everybody beating you, everybody takes turns blowing you?
It's like a humiliation ritual. That's how I took it, too. That, like, if you want to get in this exclusive group text, you got to get sucked in.
Gotta take a sucking from everybody.
How do you think the rest of us got in here? We got sucked in.
Laura, I didn't know I was going to have to suck him. I hate him.
I hate him, and he doesn't like Trump. Did you know that, bud? Somehow, someone in this group it's like the movie Clue, except you got to find out who sucked in the Trump-hating editor of The Atlantic.
Someone in your intel, is someone in your intel team trying to cause trouble here? Because that's the scuttlebutt out there.
Look,
that
we have people. No, look, this is a great group. The president has a great team. This is not first term.
No, your team. I'm not talking about the other principals.
No. These were principals and a couple of staff that were coordinating, as you saw, having a policy discussion as we went forward, and then just in the days before what was an incredible strike.
By the way,
not only did we take out people that the Biden team never could, that we took out headquarters, missile caches, and actually one of the leaders of the Houthi organization, we've since taken out several since. And, that's what they don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about the success here. They don't want to talk about the hostages getting released. They don't want to.
Big deal.
This is what it is. They're pretending that, war plans being sent to the Trump-hating editor of The Atlantic is a big deal when it's really just to cover up the fact that there was a successful military mission.
All this good stuff happened.
You keep not mentioning the good stuff, which, by the way, Biden didn't do that. No way. No way, Jose. Let's skip ahead to, I want to go to 150, where he talks about. This is the nice meaty portion. This is my favorite portion, I think.
Yeah.
Of the interview, where he talks about the tech behind it and also the experts that are now coming on board to figure out how this Trump-hating editor of The Atlantic, I think it's Bill Goldberg, ended up on this group text.
It's embarrassing, right. Yes. We're going to get to the bottom of it. I just talked to Elon on the way here. We've got the best technical minds looking.
Do they really just think he could just do anything?
Yeah. He's got Elon. The guy who invented Twitter?
He's Superman.
Yeah. Elon Musk. He invented Twitter. We're all on Twitter. He invented PayPal. We all use money. He invented Tesla. We all drive.
Rockets.
He makes rockets. Okay, so guess what?
He'll figure out how this guy got sucked into my phone.
How do you get sucked in there? Elon, you ever get somebody sucked in your phone? How exactly does that happen? He's got theories, though. This Mike Waltz.
I just talked to Elon on the way here. We've got the best technical minds looking at how this happened.
That's
but
okay.
I can tell you for 100%.
Nice.
I don't know this guy. I know him by his horrible reputation, and he really is the bottom scum of journalists. And I know him in the sense that he hates the president, but I don't text him. He wasn't on my phone.
Can you pause? How many guys have looked at their wives and gone, here's the thing. I saw that text too. First of all, I don't know her. Okay? I don't know her, and I don't want to know her.
I don't text her, though.
I think she's a horrible person.
I don't know how she got sucked into my phone.
She's sucked into my phone somehow. But by the way, I don't know her. I don't like her. I think she's
the bottom scum.
I think she's the bottom scum.
That fire emoji was not me.
Yeah, that's somebody else. And I'm going to contact Twitter support right now to figure out how these texts are getting through because, honey.
Actually, I think Elon's calling. I got to go,
but just so you know, I know you see these texts. I don't like her, and I didn't even put her in the phone. So, no, me and you are both equally upset about this.
And we're going to figure out how this happened.
So you don't know what staffer is responsible for this right now?
Well, look, a staffer wasn't responsible, and look, I take full responsibility. I built the group. My job is to make sure everything's coordinated.
But how did the number? I don't mean to be pedantic here, but how did the number?
Have you ever had somebody's contact that shows their name, and then you have somebody else's number there?
I never make those mistakes.
Right? You got somebody else's number.
No, it's never happened once.
Yeah, she's being sarcastic, but it's like that's never. You get somebody else's number with somebody else's name. Like, what? First of all,
I don't even know where he's going.
how could he know? If he doesn't know how it happened, how can he sit there and be like, I can guarantee it was not a staffer. I take full responsibility.
Because he's painting himself in a corner. Like, it's good that he's sticking up for his staff and being like, they didn't do this.
Of course, but he's also saying, but also I didn't do
But
this.
also, it wasn't me. You know how you got a contact, but it's not that person's number?
And apparently my whole job is making group texts. That's my job, to make group texts, to make the right group texts. Okay, so you're the one. You are singly responsible for crafting these group texts. Your staff absolutely had nothing to do with it. You take full responsibility. How did it happen? You got sucked in.
Like, why is it so hard to just admit he had the same, he was in my phone, I got 1 million people in my phone, I'm a national security advisor,
Right.
I got people in my phone I don't even know about.
That's it. You go like this. In Washington, you end up meeting a lot of people. You get a lot of numbers from a lot of different people. Maybe I met him several years ago and he just ended up in my phone before I even knew.
Maybe he texted Waltz years ago asking for comment on a story, and he just
Right.
put him in the
Put him
phone
in.
being like, now I know who this guy is.
Because
Put
if
him
he
in.
admits it, he shows he's incompetent and he's going to lose his job.
The other option is to say he got sucked into
Well,
his phone.
he's trying not to lose his job.
He's doing. You know what he's
not going
doing?
to lose his job. Trump's already said he was a minor glitch. I have full faith in
Glitch.
him.
Glitch. It was a glitch. I think he's calling Elon and trying to, like, without actually saying it, go, how else could this have happened?
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, I didn't do this, so how do you think it could have happened? Well, it could have gotten sucked into your phone. Yeah, exactly. I think
That's what I've been trying to tell them.
Anyway, I give you my heart. Okay, I know what you're doing, Elon.
It's so ridiculous to me.
Wow,
It's like, instead of telling the truth, I'm going to tell this lie that most of the public knows just
They
isn't
don't ever.
possible.
When have you ever heard a politician go, "Oh, here's the truth"?
No,
of
I
how
know,
this
I
happened."
know.
And
but
it was
it's
my
just-
fault.
It was my fault. I fucked up.
I fucked up on that one, but
It's
next
always
time I'll
so
do
funny
better.
to hear the option that they decide to go with instead.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great. This is good stuff. Keep it going.
Hang on, I'm going to back up a little.
Please. He's doing great.
My job is to make sure everything's coordinated.
But
as
how
we
did the number?
execute
I mean, I don't mean to be pedantic here, but how did the number?
Have
get
you ever
in the
had
chat?
Have you ever had somebody's contact that shows their name and then you have somebody
Oh,
else's
I
number
never
there?
make those mistakes.
Right? You got somebody else's number on someone else's contact. So of course I didn't see this loser in the group.
Loser.
It looked like someone else. Now whether he did
It looked like
deliberately-
someone else.
What do you mean?
It was camouflaged. You ever have a camouflage contact? It looked like something. It was an illusion. I don't know if we could call the mind freak Chris Angel to comment on this, but somehow somebody mind freaked my phone and created this illusion where it could, in one way, look like one man's contact, but in reality, be another man's contact.
So then who did you mean to put in?
She asks.
Yeah, but not before
Laura Ingraham gets to the bottom of that.
not before he kind of insinuates that maybe Bill Goldberg did it.
Maybe he did it himself.
deliberately or it happened in some other technical mean is something we're trying to figure out.
Okay.
So
Technical.
your staffer did not put his contact
not.
information.
No.
but
By the way,
how did
poor
it end
Laura here, and I often feel sympathy for Laura.
Good for Laura.
But poor Laura, I feel like Laura is like doing mental gymnastics
Yeah.
right now to try to figure out how to ask the right questions without throwing him under the bus.
Stay on message, but also
Like,
I gotta ask some questions.
I have to not be accusatory. I'm trying to find the avenue I can give him that is the out. But he's creating a scenario where there's no possible way that
He
this
keeps
could have
saying
happened.
dumb shit.
I don't know what he's talking about. He just keeps calling the guy a loser as if that helps.
up
Or
in
so
your
that's
phone?
what we're trying to figure out.
Okay, but that's a pretty big problem.
That
If
is
there-
what
if there are
that's what
numbers,
we've got the best technical
Yeah.
minds, right?
That's
Right.
And that's
disturbing.
where I mean I'm sure everybody out
Fuck.
there
He's
has
going,
had
no.
a-
We have good technical minds. No. She's like, that's a really big problem. He's like, fuck.
It is a problem because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, well then, no, actually, but that's not it either. It's a different problem. I take full responsibility. I didn't do it.
And neither did my staff. I didn't. I
No,
didn't do it.
It was none of their fault, and I did it. Not my fault. Like, anyway, can we move on? It was a good mission. Is the point?
You want to talk about something else?
Yeah. Is there anything? Who you got Vivek coming on later, right? What's he up to?
Well, that's what we're trying to. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Okay, but that's a pretty big problem.
That is what. That's what we've got the best technical minds, right?
That's
and that's
disturbing.
where I mean, I'm sure everybody out there has had a contact where it was said one person and then a different phone number.
That's,
but you've
that's
never-
never happened.
That's never happened.
No.
Never.
No. Troy, never?
No, like I said, sometimes there'll be like a name that, like, if there's like I have mics in my phone. Right. Sometimes you make a group chat and you put the wrong mic in.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
but
like that's happened before.
But that's your fault. You go
Right.
like, oh, I didn't look at the last
I
name.
fucked up.
Danielle,
you
you don't
never
have
have-
you don't have any numbers
No.
with the wrong name? My tone, numbers with the wrong name?
I use a lot of like nicknames and stuff like that,
Sure.
which makes it,
A little
easier.
tough to figure out. Yeah, sure. But like you never have like if it's like like big balls. It's the right big balls. You don't have like Lil Ball's number with big balls.
Well, no, I think it'd be easy to distinguish because there's a size difference there.
No, you misunderstand. Yeah, I think you.
Samuel King.
All right, you know what? You're right, Mike.
Why would
Let's
you,
go
how
back
do
to
you mix up big and little.
No. You're right. I think you went. We hit a fork in the road and you went in the other direction.
Now, like if you had like big brain and big balls.
No. I get it. I
like
get
a
it.
really smart guy and
No,
a
you're
guy
right.
with a massive sack. You could get those confused as big and then B. So if you were just quickly typing and you went to do big brain but big balls because it's alphabetically.
Sure.
Well, there's
came up
also
first.
a contact photo you could have, which
Right.
can help you not mix up the two.
One
But
would
what
be a
this-
brain, one would be balls.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. It'd be a forehead or scrotum. Yeah. No, I think no. But what he's saying is, it is a name attributed to a phone number, but the phone number attributed to the name is actually someone else's phone number, and he's saying that happens to everybody.
It's never happened.
No.
Right.
Especially if you were having group chats of this, you know what I mean, content.
Right.
You'd be a little more careful.
Yeah. And if you're the guy who makes the group chats, it's like your whole job is making sure the
don't know if
right
that's his
number
whole job.
is with.
I mean,
He
Sounds
hasn't
like
really
it.
clarified any other responsibilities. His whole job seems to be making group chats, sending emojis, and then explaining the group chats when they go wrong.
maybe he's so annoying around the office that people give him fake numbers, and it just happened to be this loser from the Atlantic.
Right. Like they're like, yeah, just text me anytime, and they give him the guy from the Atlantic's phone number. That I can
That would
believe.
be funny. If some guy in the office whose initials are JG because he was trying to text or add JG to the group text was like, oh, yeah, here's my number, that would be hilarious.
It'd be great. And I don't know why they keep giving me bad numbers. I don't
know.
They keep-
I think I'm very cool.
They,
I don't know.
They keep giving me bum numbers, and I don't. It makes it harder to text them. That's for sure.
Wait, but did he only have the contact as the initials? Or did he have his full name written out? Because
He
they
hasn't-
keep doing
it
the
hasn't-
initial thing, and that's a little...
I mean, yeah. I mean, if he said I had him in by the initial, but he's saying I never met that guy and never got his phone number, which really throws a monkey wrench into the whole thing.
Well, got sucked into his phone.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
You ever
Seems
have
fun.
like a contact, but it's like a different number?
No.
Okay. Then we have nothing to talk about.
Explain.
Where, I mean, I'm sure everybody out there has had a contact where it was said one person and then a different phone number.
But you've never talked to him before, so how's the number on your phone?
Good
I'm
one,
not an
Laura.
expert in
Hit
any
him,
of this.
Ingraham.
Listen, she's doing a good job.
Dr. Laura hit him back.
You can't shit on her anymore because she's trying to get to the bottom.
Who's shitting on her?
You love shitting on Laura Ingraham.
It feels more like you have a crush on Laura Ingraham, and you know, and you're just being very defensive.
You do have a crush.
Okay.
Do you watch her a lot? I bet you do.
Yeah.
You're like,
No.
honey, be quiet. The Ingraham angle's on. The
She
what?
rolls right into Bill Maher's time.
Yeah, she does. I got to watch my Ingraham file, and then I watch
New rules.
Yeah, New Rules.
And a different phone number.
But you've never talked to him before, so how's the number on your phone? I mean, I'm not an expert in any of this, but it's just curious. How's the number on your phone?
Well, if you have somebody else's contact,
Right.
and then somehow it gets
someone
sucked
sent
in.
you that
it gets
contact.
sucked in.
Was there some,
And he says it with such conviction.
It gets sucked in. You don't understand how these like phones are. Well, they're veritable vacuums.
It gets sucked in. It gets sucked in.
Yeah, these phones like are just sitting there like just sucking in everything around them. I mean, It's incredible. It's like a handy vac in my pocket.
Somebody gave him that talking point before he went on. They were
Yeah.
just say it got sucked in.
Tell him the number got sucked in.
Yeah.
Then
What are
tell
they
him-
gonna say?
Tell him the phone sucked the number in, and then the group chat sucked the number in the group chat. Just tell him it got sucked.
Just keep saying
They
something.
keep saying sucked. It'll distract everybody so much that they. I mean, that's one of those things where
Like,
like,
be thinking about getting sucked.
yeah, nobody's gonna know up from down by the time you're done.
But you've never talked to him before, so how's the number on your phone? I mean, I'm not an expert in any of this, but it's just curious. How's the number on your phone?
Well, if you have somebody else's contact and then somehow it gets
someone
sucked
sent
in,
you that
it gets
contact.
sucked in.
Was there someone else supposed to be on the chat that wasn't on the chat that you thought was
So
on
the
the chat?
person that I thought was on there was never on there. It was this
Who
guy.
was that? What person?
Well, I'm not. Look,
Okay.
Laura, I take responsibility. I built the
I'm not telling you.
So
The-
that's
the-
that. But look, that's the part that we have to figure out, and that's the part
What's
that
the
we
part?
embarrass.
That's the part we have to figure out. Why did I select the wrong JG?
And who is the real JG?
I can't say. And it
Is
doesn't
it Joe
matter.
Goldberg from you?
Don't-
Could be Joe Goldberg. He pops up everywhere. This you. He kills everybody, and he just goes to a new town. He kills again.
Probably why he was on it's supposed to be on this text thread.
I'm
Hey,
going to
you
put
kill people.
I want to put Joe Goldberg on the group text. I want to figure out how to make one of those big plastic rooms.
So
He's got the
that's-
big plastic room at the bottom of the bookstore. You know
That's a Netflix drama.
what?
No. He knows how to kill.
No, it's a
people.
documentary, and it's at the basement of the bookstore. You can just trap somebody in there. Nobody could hear anything. You know.
Somebody suck his number into my phone.
Yeah. Who could suck? Who could suck that number into my phone? He's looking for Joe Goldberg. You know, he wants to use somebody. That's fine. That's fine. Joe Goldberg's missions were always very successful. They got a little complicated towards the middle of the season, but by the end, everything wrapped up nicely. Somehow, that guy built a whole plastic room in a storage unit for one season. That was fucking crazy. You'd think the other people with the storage lockers would be
I
going.
didn't watch that. I don't know. I can't.
There's a lot of heavy construction going on in this storage unit.
You and chicks like that show.
I
You-
love that show.
Use a good show.
The
I know
next
4
season's coming
people.
out.
I know. I
Next
can't wait.
one.
I can't fucking wait.
Same.
I can't wait. Yeah. I mean, you should have seen. He was in London. It was nuts.
Cutting off toes.
What a
like,
crazy guy
putting
this
in
Joe
pot
Goldberg
pie.
is. He's
Oh.
crazy, this Joe Goldberg.
But he's good looking.
He's so handsome. He's so handsome. I get it. You know, I'd be sucked in, for lack of a better term, to his lifestyle as well. Let's skip ahead. Let's go around to around 6:50.
Yes.
Because this is where we get into the classified, whether this was classified or not.
This must feel like an eternity for him.
He's sitting there going like, I mean, we don't. Vivek's here. We don't need to do the whole 15.
He's
do
probably
we?
standing right over there.
Yeah.
His big shoes on.
Yeah, let's get Vivek in. She said, now I got a couple more questions.
Oh, God damn it.
journalistic standards. Okay, but it's not classified information, so does it matter? Would you care if the rest of this information
Yeah.
came out?
Look, I mean, I would prefer, certainly as the president was saying today, if we could all sit in a steel-lined lead room and have all of
Or
these conversations.
possibly if we could all get into a room at the basement of a bookstore, right? And it's all plastic, but it's soundproof. But there's a little thing you could like slip food through and some books through. If we can do all our planning in there, you know, like Joe Goldberg has.
And that's
show
why I tried
You.
to get him on the group text.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to make this room so me and the president could hang out at the bottom of a bookstore. You understand, Miss Ingraham, and figure all of this out. I love that she seems like she's trying to set him up to be like,
it's not classified.
It's not classified. So like the answer is, yeah, go ahead, publish it. And he's like, no, don't publish it.
Steel.
Don't publish it. It's
lead lined room.
Yeah. It's mainly fanfic about that show, You, and I don't want that getting out there. It's embarrassing.
Didn't she have some viral video?
That show's only for chicks. I don't want that getting out there.
Don't tell people I watch it. Didn't she have some video about some guy that was on her show talking about you? And she was like, "What do you mean me?"
Oh, I think maybe you're right. Oh, that's great. And here it is coming up again. Noted You super fan Mike Waltz.
All right, hang on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Standards. Okay, but it's not classified information, so does it matter? Would you care if the rest of this information
Yeah.
came out?
Look, I mean, I would prefer, certainly, as the president was saying today, if we could all sit in a steel-lined lead room and have all of these conversations. I certainly want our deliberations to stay confidential. This was an encrypted app that the CIA had on sitting there as John Ratcliffe was confirmed and walked into the building from the prior administration. It's on other agency apps. And so, no, of course I don't want it all out there. Because these were conversations back and forth that you should be able to have confidentially. But what you also saw was a healthy policy debate in how we were going to achieve this for the president, what would be the results, what should be the timeline. And I think, again, I am fortunate to work for this president. I am fortunate to help him execute this vision, and incredibly fortunate to have this team around him.
And also, my idea would be, even if we were to get caught, we could move, say, to London and assume a false identity and start a whole new life. And hopefully our demons wouldn't follow us there. Maybe they would. I don't know. Maybe we get through a whole season thinking it was somebody else. We'd realize it was us the whole time, and they do a part 2 of that season. I don't know.
Somebody's got to get this guy a glass of water.
He's suffering.
He's having a tough time.
I know.
And all he wants to do is go home and watch you, you know?
I got to catch up before the next season.
Yeah, because I forgot. I forgot what happened in the second part.
Laura, I'm doing a rewatch.
There's a ton of good ideas. Let's go to Mike in New York. What's up, Mike?
Come on, Laura. You never saved your side piece's phone number under one of your office workers' name.
Yeah, that's. But then it wouldn't explain how he had the number to begin with, would it?
Sucked in.
Oh, I forgot about the sucking. Thank you, Mike. Ray in Georgia. What's up, Ray?
Hey, he met a woman named Jill Goldberg. Put it in the number in wrong.
Put in his JG.
Yeah. Maybe. Thank you, Ray. 866-969-1969. Yeah. Okay, and let's go to, this is where he clarifies that he never met, at 938, where he never met the editor at all. So you can't say this because it's eliminating so many potential excuses. Like, this is what Travis was saying. This is how you paint yourself into a corner, because you're eliminating all other potential people by taking full responsibility. But then you're also eliminating all of the possible ways that you could have done it yourself.
Which is fine. Like, it's fine if you met this guy once. It's fine.
Of course, it's fine. He's a journalist.
For a comment
you're You're a high-ranking politician. He's a journalist. Like, just because you have somebody in your phone doesn't mean you're best friends with them.
No. No, certainly not.
What was he doing in your phone? Well, I'm a politician and he's a journalist. That happens.
I have 1,000 names in my phone.
Right. I'm super popular.
Yeah. People love me.
They think I'm the best.
They want to watch you with me.
Yeah, a lot of people. They want to go because they found out. I'm starting from season 1 and going all the way through. And so they can come in and come out as they please, but I'll be watching the whole time.
I've told them no spoilers.
No spoilers, because even though I've seen them all, I forget some of the details. And so when I rewatch, I go, oh, yeah, that's right. He did say that.
It's peak TV.
Yeah. For me, it all comes together in the rewatch because I forget the details. And, in this You show, it's all important.
You guys have met in the past, but you've never met him.
No idea. Wouldn't know him if I bumped into him, if I saw him in a police lineup. Do now. Knew him by reputation about lying about the president over and over again. What I can tell you for certain,
right?
Certainly wasn't reaching out or talking to him at all. Why would I?
Yeah. Nobody's saying you were.
What? Why would I? And by the way, I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody said you weren't telling the truth. By the way, I'm going to be 100% honest with you right now. Okay, what have you been so far? I mean, also 100% honest, but right now I'm being especially honest. Why would I talk to that guy? All I knew was...
That guy sucks.
Here's what I knew. There's a liar at the Atlantic. I don't know his name, but I know he's a liar. That's all I knew. Now I know who he is.
And he sucked me into his phone.
That's right. This guy's lying.
You want to hear the wrap-up?
Yeah. Show and go, baby.
Learned after the app. We're not using Signal app anymore.
Yeah, right. Lesson learned number 1 is you've got journalists out there who have made fame and fortune trying to trash this president.
Yeah.
And so, look, We've got to tighten up.
That's
we are
lesson
tightening.
one.
It's not a lesson.
Lesson 1. No, we're still using Signal. Lesson 1. No, you're wrong, Laura. Ingraham, you got it wrong again.
He didn't sneak his way into the group text.
Lesson 1. You
not a
can
lesson.
never trust these journalists.
Yep.
They suck their way into group texts. Number 2. We're still using Signal.
Number 3.
Number 3.
You comes back next month.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm telling you, don't just start with this season. You got to go back and watch the other seasons. Is this Joe Goldberg? I mean,
You'll be lost.
because you think love is a good thing, but love is his vice. He loves too hard. Joe Goldberg, I'm talking about. You should see the way his season 2 ended. He thought it was all going to be great, but this chick that he ends up with is just as crazy as he is. Anyway.
And we have some of the best technology minds looking at how this happened.
Well, it's happened to the best of us.
No.
but, you know,
No, it
just
hasn't.
that he's President Trump just needs no distractions. He needs to, pedal to the metal.
100%. And Laura, it's the honor of a lifetime to work for him.
Well, I really appreciate
That's
you
it.
coming in. There's a kind of a confusing set of facts, and thank you very much, sir.
But not anymore. Now the facts have all been cleaned up. They're not at all confusing anymore.
Yeah, I guess we got to the bottom of it.
Yeah, got it. Finished. Done. As it turns out, could have happened to anybody.
Confusing. This technology. I don't get it.
No. I'm going to call Elon to figure out how it all works. Yeah, and then people were like, why did he choose Laura Ingraham's? So this is actually from the Ingraham angle. We were watching the Ingraham File or the Ingraham Experience?
That was the Ingraham angle.
Okay. So the reason he chose to do the Laura Ingraham show was because of, actually, this is one of his favorite moments from the show from a few years ago.
To the politics and all those woke storylines in so many shows today. You know, I was watching an episode of You where measles came up.
Wait. When did I mention measles?
I don't know. It was on You.
What was on me? What are you talking about? Right? Is Raymond even hearing what I'm saying? I never had the measles.
Was on You.
We never did a measles and vaccine episode. Is this a joke?
I know.
don't even know what you're talking about.
It was on You. It was on You.
I've never had measles. What are you talking about? This is stupid.
It was an episode of a show, Laura.
What's it called?
You.
What is he talking about?
It's called You.
I've never done a show on measles. I just completely give up. We gotta get
It's
out
a
of it.
show
I give up.
called You on Netflix.
There's a show called Laura Ingraham on Netflix. What are you
Never
talking
mind.
about?
I'm moving on to Adele. I can't explain this to
What's
you.
he
The
talking
pop
about?
singer.
Okay, spoil
I'm
it.
still not sure.
Is that like a bit?
It's 100% a bit. It's 100% a bit.
Like, I don't think they ever went out and said
Too
it.
long.
If they just did 15 seconds, they could have got. I mean, I'm sure they did get away with it. But no, this is a who's on first, pre-planned. Yeah, and then I'm going to say this, and then you say this. Yeah, I smell bit. If people enjoy it, I don't want to take that away from them. But I mean, yeah, bit. I say bit.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I say bit.
It's the most obvious bit
Yeah,
ever.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her initial confusion seemed funny, but then when he says it
It just
4 times without
Right.
clarifying that it's a TV show,
We got it.
dude.
I think the people who think it's real are even dumber than the people who executed it.
That's right. That's right. Also, is that show You woke?
Yeah. They all are now.
Oh, okay. All right. Just wanted to double check on
It was
that.
on Netflix when Netflix was super woke.
But they're not woke anymore?
I don't know. I can't keep up.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Whew. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, Kill Tony's going to be on Netflix. Kill Tony's not woke.
Yeah,
Kill
they
Tony
had,
was
like,
at the
comedy-
Trump rally.
Comedy specials and stuff.
So that's not woke, right?
Well, everybody's bouncing back. Because I don't know if you heard this, but once you go woke,
Right.
you go broke.
Oh, so there's a lot of broke people going like,
So
we
like,
need to
oh,
make
we need
some
our
money.
money back.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah. Also, I was never clear on what woke was. I don't know what it is.
I think woke is like not being able to say what a woman is.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. All right, that makes total sense. Thank you for the clarification. on that. Yeah.
You got it now?
Now it makes total sense.
Crystal clear.
And now it's Netflix for a while?
Yes.
I gotcha. Scott in Worcester. What's up, Scott?
Yeah, I got two theories.
Okay.
One is maybe he's old school and tried to type in the number and then just got like the last digit wrong.
happened to a friend of mine. He got the wrong calls constantly, and it was quite a debacle.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or the Rhines were crossed.
Okay. He's got both are possibilities, I think. Both are certainly possibilities. So, I mean, yeah, I don't think the story is going anywhere, unfortunately, for everybody involved. But I do think it's fun. I mean, I love high-profile people being done with technology, and it becomes a thing. I mean, and the way he's describing the group text is exactly how, like, when I get a call from my dad, he's like, "Could you explain how this got sucked into my phone?" I go, Dad, I mean, this is going to be all afternoon. I can't do, and don't say that again. Don't refer to it that way. But, I mean, technology is certainly ever expanding. Did you see that Napster?
Yeah.
The Netflix of its day. Napster has been purchased. The great investment of Napster. A tech company has purchased whatever's left of Napster. I guess it's the IP. It must just be the IP, because I don't know that. I know that they tried, so it was like they were awesome and giving everybody everything for free.
Napster ruled.
And that was great, except when you would think you were downloading something and it'd be an Adam Sandler song every time. That was annoying. But other than that, they were great. It was the best.
I had to download so many super drags to get Who Sucked Out the Feeling.
That's right.
They were all wrong.
And you just keep going, and then you look at the file name and realize I'm downloading the same fake one again.
You already did this one.
But it was a great time. It was a great time, and it was worth it, because you could download. It was the Wild West. You could download as much as you wanted. It was great.
I would set up so much stuff in my college dorm before I would go to bed, and I would wake. There was nothing better than waking up and seeing all those files done.
Yeah, you just have a stolen music library waiting for you when you woke up. And not only was it all for free, but like all the electricity it was taking and all the bandwidth it was taking, that was on the university.
That was also free.
I can't believe any college stayed in business. I mean, the amount of thievery that they were allowing. Because when Napster was at its peak, colleges were also the only place, really, that most of us had high-speed internet. Like, at home, everybody would have 56K internet. So you'd be sitting and it would take you, even when Napster, even if you had, like, fast internet, it was like twice as fast as 56K. Mm-hmm. Like, you'd still be watching that bar go for your MP3s. But then you'd get to college, and whether it was Napster or Kazaa or whatever file sharing system you were using, colleges all had the plug-in Ethernet. Mm-hmm. And it was like the first time you were exposed to it. So you'd just be sitting there downloading full, like, movies in no time. But yeah, you could download like hundreds of songs while you slept.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It's the best.
And then, of course, Lars spoiled the party for all of us. Because, he wanted all his Metallica money. Mm-hmm. And then Napster became like a buy music from Napster, but nobody was buying music from Napster. No.
Rhapsody bought it in 2011.
Right.
Oh, that's right. And they were trying to make it into something then.
Yeah,
right.
And everybody's like, no, I don't want to buy things on Napster.
No, I will buy things from Apple because they weren't giving it to me for free before.
That's right.
But the whole thing that made, like, it'd be like if Columbia House was like, we're going to start charging full price for all the CDs. You still want to buy them from us? No. We like to use your service to steal. That's the whole point of your service.
Yeah, your whole platform is get this shit for free.
Yeah, like, you send me 12 CDs, and then you send me a bill for the 12 CDs, and then I listen to the CDs and throw out the bill. Like, that's our relationship. That's what we're doing.
Oh my God, this thing's been purchased and repurchased.
Well, yeah, because they keep. I mean, people think that these like big tech iconic brands just continue to carry this value.
I don't understand how.
They don't, because they're associated. You can't just take the name and couple it with something else. Like, everything I've read about this is they're paying $200 million.
That's crazy.
207.
And by the way, you're right to bring it up, because I would take the $7 million. If you told me, Sam, you can buy Napster for $7 million, I'd go, are you fucking out of your mind? $7 million? I'll give you $7,000 for it.
Yeah.
Napster's not worth $7 million. But they go, what about $207 million? Just so they can use the name to create some kind of social media.
It's a social-first music platform where fans can more directly engage with music and artists.
Nobody wants to do that. Nobody at all wants to do that. There's plenty of it, okay? I got plenty to eat at home.
We're tired of engaging.
Nobody wants to engage. Like,
I'm sick of it.
everybody already has access to all the music. That's done. That's
all the
over.
people.
That ship has sailed. Everybody already has access to all the people.
It's like when they tried to rebrand MySpace as
It's exactly
I think the same thing.
Bro, it's exactly the same thing. Justin Timberlake is like, hey, failed MySpace? I'm going to pay a stupid amount of money to now and then since I'm Justin Timberlake, I'll be the face. It'll be even better. And it'll be like a music first social media site. And it's like, we don't need it.
No.
For what? And nobody signed up.
Nobody.
Nobody
Then he became an alcoholic, and then he got a DWI.
Why?
It happened because of MySpace.
He drank himself into depression.
Yeah, remember when he got arrested in Long Island?
Yeah, I remember that because they were ruining the tour.
Yeah, no, but it happened because of MySpace.
You remember he's going to ruin the tour, right? Right?
What tour?
Yeah, he was like, I have tour.
The world tour. This is going to ruin the tour. What tour? The world tour. I love that because it was a printed quote, so you could ascribe any inflection to it whatsoever. We could play that out as many different ways. Like in my mind, he said it very quietly and sad, but in other people's minds, he went the world tour.
Like, how do you not know?
Yeah, the world tour. Yeah, maybe that is what happened. But I would have told him, JT, don't buy MySpace. Nobody wants MySpace anymore. It's a
bad deal.
Like, it's like, just because you can make a documentary about it, just because people think fondly back on it, does not mean that, like, it's got a place in modern day, because younger people aren't going to be interested, right? Like, we are all attached to it because we grew up then. But younger people aren't like, oh, this is the stuff that these older people like.
Younger people don't even care about Facebook.
No.
They're going to care about MySpace or Napster?
No, they're not going to care about Napster.
Do you respect the swing? Like,
no.
Okay.
No, I don't. I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb. You know why I don't respect the swing? Because it's a $207 million swing.
I think this is ridiculous.
If somebody died and they left me Napster in the will, and then I took I was a big Napster guy, so I could see that happening. If Sean Parker died,
okay,
and he left me Napster in his will, and then I took a swing to try to turn it into something, that's at least something. But the idea of a bunch of like tech bros that have made a whole bunch of money doing something, spending $207 million to try to revive Napster into something else that is legal, no, I don't respect the swing. Napster's not supposed to be legal. It's not cool if it's legal.
No, we've got enough music places.
And also, like, even if you were like, hey, we're bringing Napster back and we're going to steal everyone's music so you can have it again. I already have all the music. There's no reason to steal it anymore. It's just there. It's free. Why would you steal free?
I mean, unless maybe they turn into like a Spotify that you don't have to pay for anymore.
They already have free Spotify.
Yeah, there's
with ads.
Spotify with ads.
But without the ads.
And then how would they make their 207 back?
They're an idiot. Who the fuck knows?
Who the fuck knows is right.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
Napster? You've never even heard of Napster?
No.
That's what
sounds like a brand of baby cribs.
Danielle, you missed a time.
I know.
Bro, Napster was the shit.
So I know.
I mean, you got to go back to the beginning. You know, at some point, we actually had to pay for music. We had to go into a store and buy it.
Oh.
Okay, so wait till you hear this, Danielle. Danielle, wait till you hear this, okay? Wait till you hear this. So, I worked at a place called Sam Goody.
Mm-hmm.
Goody got it, okay? And Sam Goody sold media. You had to buy it, physical, right? So they put music.
Which is still the way to go, by the way.
It's the best.
I'm back into physical music.
I told you. I try to tell everybody.
I know.
They put music on a compact disc, is what they did.
Mm-hmm.
It was shiny on one side. And
Oh my
somehow-
God! Wait, is that what a CD stands for?
That's right. That's exactly what a CD stands for.
It's like a disc.
Right. It's a compact disc.
It's compact.
Whoa.
Right. It's a compact disc. So you put this music on the compact disc, and then you go into Sam Goody and pay like $18 for this CD that had like 12 songs on it.
You didn't know if they were good or not
You didn't know. You knew one was good. One was good.
because you heard it on the
You
radio.
heard it on the radio like a month before the CD came out. So you knew Hit Me Baby One More Time was a good one. And so you're assuming that, I Did It Again is going to be good too because you see it on the back of the CD, but you don't know for sure.
Like,
So-
you've never heard these songs.
No.
You never heard, you heard one. You heard I Wish. And you maybe got the single.
That's all I got from Skee-Lo. I
So
didn't
you've
buy
heard
I did not
it,
buy
you
the
would
album.
hear it on the radio?
You heard it on the radio or you seen the video on MTV.
Right.
And then you'd be like, I like that artist.
I like that single. It's from the new album. I bought the last album. Or if it's Hit Me Baby One More Time, you're like, I've never heard of this, but this is a pop phenomenon. Let me buy this album. And you buy it. And it'd be like I said, $18, which is a lot of money. And you go, and maybe you like it, maybe you wouldn't, whatever it was, And then what you do is you'd have these tech geniuses that would figure out in the late 90s into the early 2000s how to take the compact disc, right? Take the Malo, take the compact disc and rip it into their computer, okay? And then they'd put the songs that they got off the CD into a folder. And then these guys, this Sean Parker and whoever the other Sean was, created this program called Napster. And what Napster would do is it would connect everybody's hard drives together. So you had access to everybody's music folders. So everybody that used it could now download music from everybody else's folders. And like lightning, everybody started using it. And once everybody started using it, everybody would build up their digital media folders. It was literally nobody had a digital media library. Nobody had this was how MP3s became popular. Like, this wasn't a thing.
It was before iPods.
It was before iPods.
Was it free?
Yes.
It was free.
That
That's
was the
crazy.
problem.
And it was very illegal.
Oh.
I mean, like, not even remotely.
Like Napster, like the...
Napster was illegal.
It was an illegal thing to do, but they didn't know because
never
the
happened before.
Right, because everybody was they're like, what are you talking about? The music's on the CD. And they go, no, the music's on the computer. And they're like, well, how does it get from one computer to the other computer? Like, everybody had to catch up. They all sounded like this guy getting shit sucked into his phone. Nobody knew how to handle it, so they didn't know, like, are we really going to prosecute? Like,
You didn't know what to prosecute.
and they started they go, okay, we got to prosecute thousands of teenagers that are sitting in their parents' house downloading songs. Lars Ulrich, the drummer from Metallica, was like rallying against Napster because he was like, people are not buying CDs because they're downloading it for free. And it became a whole thing. And so they ended up shutting down Napster.
What did they ended up getting them on? Copyright?
Yes.
It was like a copyright issue. Like, you can't just give away somebody's copyright or something like that.
Right.
But Lars won.
So Lars won. They shut down Napster. It is literally what made the iTunes store a thing. And the iTunes store is what led to all of these streaming services that now just, you just go and listen to music on Apple Music or Spotify or whatever. And I mean, and then there was Kazaa, and then there was all these other LimeWire.
But they were all around the same time as Napster.
Well, they came, they were slightly after Napster, but it was the same design. It was like, okay, and then once Napster was gone.
And the spirit of Napster is still around. I mean, there's still torrents. You can still download movies for free.
See, this guy says the spirit of Napster is still around. You don't even know what Napster is.
Do you know what torrents are?
Mr. Torrents? No.
I mean, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, but it's for, like, torrents are like...
Now it's like peer-to-peer.
But it's like geeks know about torrents. Not in a bad way. Like, I know about torrents.
Yeah.
But, like, everybody was doing Napster.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Everybody.
Right.
It was the greatest thing that had happened.
On their dial-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it was like 56K. Like, it was the type of internet where if your mom picked up the phone downstairs while you were online, it would throw you off the internet. Everything was slow, but you were still...
download.
It was terrible.
It was the worst.
And then you
How come this hasn't moved for like 5 minutes?
And then you'd sign back. And the other thing that would drive you crazy on Napster is you'd sign back on after getting kicked off, if the person who you were downloading from, because the way torrents work, a BitTorrent is you are downloading a piece of the file from everybody online that has the file. Whoa. So if one person signs off, you can still download the file. It goes so much faster. If one person's got a slow connection, you're just downloading pieces from all of it, and it's going to come together. But with Napster, it was direct.
Yeah.
So you were literally like seeing, okay, like you would just search a song.
I had uploaded Britney Spears.
And you wouldn't even be uploading it. It was just you connected your folder to it. And like I'm typing in Britney Spears, it says it's available. I don't even know who I'm downloading off of, but I'm downloading directly off of Travis's computer, which means if I'm halfway done and Travis signs off the internet, my download's done.
No file for you.
No file for you.
That was the worst. That was the worst. Was waking up and being really excited to like get an album.
No, if you really wanted it, you would have to download multiple versions of it to make sure that you got one of them.
And Danielle, you could also name things whatever you wanted. So many
there
times,
were many pranks,
many pranks, many wrong files. Many times I tried to get that Linkin Park album and it just wasn't giving it to me.
No,
it was something else.
It was Adam Sandler every time.
Adam Sandler's new album.
Yeah, it was always Adam Sandler.
You know, when I was young, it was like, yes, it was iTunes, but burning CDs was still a thing. Like my sister made a lot of, CDs with songs that were on her iTunes.
Sure.
But it wasn't Napster. And wait, did you guys have like CD players though?
Yeah,
you could just listen without.
But that's what you would do. You would download the songs off Napster. CD burners came out, and we all lost our minds. You couldn't believe it.
You could do whatever you wanted.
I mean, it was fucking
so
crazy.
you're saying you wouldn't pay the $18?
Hell no.
Got it.
You'd be an
Okay.
asshole.
Yeah.
You
Take
go
your friend's whole CD collection and be like, let me borrow it.
burn.
Oh, wow.
You'd buy a CDR spindle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? You go to Staples.
Oh,
Okay, you go to Staples. You get a spindle. You know what a spindle?
Oh, wait.
A spindle
I
of
do.
100 CDRs, blank CDs.
Okay, yes.
And then, or you get the CDRWs, but those are a little pricey. You just get the CDRs, and you go in and you just make mixes to your heart's content. In my school, there was like 2 kids that had very fast internet, and those 2 kids would get bullied by other kids into the bullies would make them allow them to come over and use their fast internet. And then those bullies would go around school and they'd allow people to make lists, pick 10 songs, $1 a song, and I'll make you a mixtape.
Really?
Yeah.
Any song. And so that way, if you only had 56K, he's like, no. My best friend over here, this science geek whose dad put in, an ISDN line or whatever, I'm going to download off his computer.
I had a burner. I would do it in exchange for cash and pornography.
You would do it for pornography
because there was no like X videos or anything like that back then. So a lot of people
Can you
still
imagine?
had physical pornography.
Oh, you do it for magazines or DVDs?
Cash, or in exchange for cash or whatever, VHS or magazine.
Could be anything.
Steal it from your dad, your uncle. I don't give a shit.
As long as it's pornography.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
For nostalgia, I still have a bunch of the VHSs.
Yeah, well, that's not only were you an entrepreneur, but is your first pornography.
I was using it to fund a hobby.
Yeah, that's right.
You love to jack.
That's right. And that's the way it should be,
As did all teenage boys.
That's exactly right.
Right.
But it was so hard to do it back
was.
then.
Right, but the fact that you were enterprising about it, I think that's something.
Like Costanza jerking off to Glamour magazine.
That's a real
was
thing.
a very legitimate scenario that could have unfolded anywhere.
Right, like the funny part of that is him being caught, not that he was doing that.
Yeah, like there would have been an ad for hosiery or something like that. And you're like, all right, this works.
This is fine. Yeah.
you
got to
gotta
see.
do.
You got to see Sears catalog.
Swimsuit catalog.
Yeah, whatever you got.
The grind.
Well,
Yeah, but then you were like, Eric Nies shows up, and you're like, I'm not
supposed to
but
feel
I'm
this
not,
way.
but I'm not stopping. Why am I not stopping?
I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, but so that's what you do. You'd make your own mix CDs.
Win
I
that
mean,
girl.
It was such a move. The girl you had a thing for, you'd make her a CD.
Wow.
She was putty in your hands after
Check
that.
this out.
Yeah,
This is Wesley Willis.
right. Right, and she's like, I mean, it was really nice, but like, when that guy started screaming, cut the mullet, I don't understand.
You never heard Rock and Roll McDonald's? Oh, hang on.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You know what I'll do? I'll make you a tape.
Yeah, I didn't understand why all these girls are sitting there going like, no, I didn't want to hear Thunder Kiss 65. I go, what?
Your brain was short-circuiting.
Like, what do you mean you didn't
What?
want? What? Because I had not come to a point in my life where there had ever been an instance where I didn't want to hear Thunder Kiss 65.
So you're like, surely she does.
She clearly I mean, dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun,
bro,
dun,
when
dun.
that riff starts.
I mean, you get fired up.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to get fired up? It's the 90s.
I know everybody says that their generation is the best.
Bro,
I get it.
Napster was the greatest thing in the
I
world.
fully agree with you guys.
It's-
You know what I mean? I sit
yeah.
here and I hear these stories and I'm like, fuck.
But I think that very micro generation that we were a part of
Was the best.
Call it
Of
whatever
course-
you want.
of course
you
it was
know,
the best.
Oregon Trail generation that grew up before and with the internet. Like that was the best way to grow up.
By
Like,
the way,
you got the best of both worlds.
Just so you know, they call it the Oregon Trail generation because we played the game, not because we actually rode the Oregon Trail.
Okay,
I just I wanted to make
I was
sure.
mixing up the years.
Yeah, sure.
But I know that there's different names for that micro set of people that were born in like 77 to 84 or whatever.
I just made the cut.
But you grew up before the internet,
Right,
And-
you had the sort of
you knew how to live in that world.
right. You have a clear memory, like your childhood. It was pre-internet,
Yeah,
and then you remember when it started to kind of seep in.
cell phones.
What year was the internet again?
I remember it in like 96.
Yeah, 96. That sounds.
I think I
right.
had it by 95.
I definitely
but-
didn't have it. No, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
I
was this
graduated
when
in
you
90.
guys were in high school?
I graduated high school, and I remember when I
was
moved
not
out,
in
my
high school
friend had an
when
AOL account. And he was like, oh, I can make you another account to get on the internet. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. That's how you discover it. But we also, like, you'd have to go into a record store. And sometimes you'd be looking through stuff and you'd just see, like, artwork of an album. Like, I've never heard of this band. And you had to take the gamble.
Yeah.
I miss that. I miss going into a record store, hearing something that I had no idea existed, saying, "Hey, what is this?" Just buying something based on hearing it, buying something based on what the album cover looked like.
Yeah.
And your favorite movie is High Fidelity? No way. No
I'm now
way.
going to sell 5 copies of the Beta Band.
Yeah, I would have been like
Like that was the best.
I would have been like 11 or 12 in 95.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So that I was like 11 or 12 when I first probably got on the internet.
Going into a record store and having no idea that some album had just come out. You're like, I love these guys. I didn't know they had a new album.
Another album? I thought they broke up. It's been 2 years.
$18 to you, Vintage Vinyl.
Right. Until $0 to you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the information.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be going home to use Napster now.
I didn't stay loyal.
No. No.
Free music.
You couldn't.
Absolutely.
Because you'd also then, I mean, it literally got to a point where you'd tell I just bought this CD, and they go, what?
Right.
Why would you buy that?
Yeah, no need.
Well, yeah, what are you talking about? Were you a narc?
Well, I mean, unless you like to collect it and like have the tangible CD.
I mean, yeah, but
know what I mean?
you just wouldn't want to make it a public thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I was always a collector, but you wouldn't want to tell people, because they go like, because you couldn't even say, if you said back then, I want to support the artist, you're liable to get your ass kicked.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't a time for that. Kevin in Philly. What's up, Kevin?
You guys were talking about Metallica spearheading the anti-Napster copyright shit. That dickhead Lars Ulrich got me in so much fucking trouble.
You're kidding me.
I swear to God, I was one of the couple thousand kids that got the cease and desist sent to their homes. I got in so much fucking trouble. It was ridiculous. I got Napster wiped off my computer. We didn't get sued or anything. It was a straight up cease and desist. It ruined my childhood. He's a dickhead.
Yeah, because then your parents get mad at you when you get a cease and desist from Lars from Metallica. They get furious. What have
I
you
don't
been
even
doing?
like Metallica. I don't like Metallica.
I wasn't
it was
down.
a cornucopia of media.
Yeah,
There's just so much media out there. I was like, let me download it. I don't give a fuck. And I hated Metallica. It's awful.
Yeah, hey Lars, I wasn't downloading any of your bullshit anyway. Leave me alone. And by the way, all of us, we were the ones that were in the right. We were all of us that were like, yeah, we should be able to just have access to all the media. We were completely in the right. We were so far ahead of the curve because now look around. Everybody has access to all the media. It's how things are consumed.
Yep. I mean, I was on the Oregon Trail dying of dysentery. So we went through some shit.
You got to caulk that wagon, dude. You got to.
Yeah, you really do.
Thank you, Kevin. Andy in South Carolina. What's up, Andy?
Hey, how's it going, Sam?
Good, bud.
So before I get to the reason I called, one thing that Danielle's generation will never get to experience is downloading a song, listening to it for 6 months, and then going to see that band live and realizing that the chorus doesn't repeat 3 times. You just got a really shitty download.
That's true. Like there are songs to this day that there would be like a glitch or something in the version that I downloaded. And it's like, I listen to it over and over again because you're in high school. Mm-hmm. And to this day, when I hear it, in my head like that. It's Pavlovian, like that glitch. I'm like, that's where the glitch is.
Wow.
Yeah.
But so Napster has been operating. It isn't just an IP deal. Napster has been operating as a streaming service that you pay $11 a month for.
Who's paying Napster?
What do you get?
$11 a month.
1 million people, Travis.
Wow.
Jeez.
They have a million paid users, and for comparison, Spotify has 263 million.
Okay, so Spotify is more.
Yeah, Spotify is significantly more, but it gets better. The company that's acquiring Napster actually does like IR and 3D interactive stuff, and in the press release, they said that they're going to acquire Napster to create artists to brand 3D virtual spaces where fans can attend virtual concerts and social listening parties. So it sounds like what they're going for is Travis and other 60-year-olds like him can hop into an IR room and hang out with Mike McCready from Pearl Jam and just chill. And that's what $207 million gets you.
It really feels like there's some of these tech companies that have not figured out that the pandemic's over and we're not looking for Zoom alternatives to experiences anymore. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's an insane thing. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The press release just reads like a Mad Libs of dumb startup bullshit by 60-year-olds who want their bands to be popular again.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Andy.
Also, I'm not 60, Andy.
Well, just about.
Yes, you are.
I mean, no, you can't just say that. Also, I don't like how Andy's jumping from you to me.
I love that. Andy's the man.
That's not cool.
I appreciate you calling Andy.
I actually like Andy because he's like a regular caller who doesn't make it about himself. It's like it's a diamond in the rough.
I would actually like to know how. Yeah, what's he driving? How's he doing? Who are his friends?
What's that body look like?
Yeah.
There is, Danielle. There is a. This is now on your watch list. There's a great documentary that is it Bill or Ted that did it? Who's the documentarian and who's John Wick?
Holy shit.
I never know. Who's Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan? Which one is which?
Ted is John Wick.
Okay, so Bill. So Bill from Bill and Ted did a really good documentary.
Yeah, Ted's John Wick. Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah. Bill, he did
Alex Winter, man. Give him a name.
Alex Winter rules. He does great documentaries. He did the documentary on the Silk Road, and the Dread Pirate Roberts that I rewatched when he got out of jail. But before that one, his documentary before that was the Napster documentary that he did, and it was
downloaded.
Yeah, it's really, really good, and it tells the whole story. You got to watch it.
Ooh,
Wait,
where? Where can I watch?
Let's see.
I don't even think I forgot. That's how you guys like figure out stuff now. I don't know.
What do you want me to do?
No, you're right.
Find
I'm not
the
saying you're
DVD?
wrong. I'm not saying, yeah.
I would if I could.
I'm sure it's on. You could buy it on Apple. I know. Who wants to exactly media?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to pay for that.
No.
Is it streaming anywhere? Or do you just buy it on Apple?
I don't know. It might be streaming in parts on YouTube.
Did you guys have CD players in your cars back then?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's not
because
crazy.
I did as a kid growing up, and
Ro-
I still have my CDs and I listen to them. But like now, it's not a thing.
Road Trip Volume 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And guess what? If you didn't have a CD player in your car, you would get a little. If you still had a cassette tape player in your car, you could get a cassette that had a wire that you would attach to your Discman.
Your Discman.
And then you would be able to play CDs through your cassette player. Or if you were cool, and Sam, I hope you were, because I know I was. You could get a 10 disc changer, put it in your trunk,
Put it in the back.
Of course.
and then you could load up 10 CDs and then just flip around depending on which one you wanted to listen to.
Yeah. Or, I mean, if you were super cool.
Okay, go ahead.
You know the window, the sun visor things on your windshield, right?
Yes.
You could slide a thing on there that had CD holders.
Dude, I
in
got
it.
that.
Yeah.
You
in my
do?
car right now.
Do you slide discs in there?
Yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
have all of them on rotation.
You have a CD player in your car?
Yes. I only listen
That's
to
not
CDs
crazy.
in the car. I tell you guys,
That
like,
rules.
I wish that I was around then. Like, I pretend. I pop in the Dawson's Creek soundtrack and I don't skip. I don't want to wait.
You know what? Watch that doc.
Yeah.
Loaded?
Yes. We should take a break because You talking about Dawson's Creek just reminded me. I watched a documentary about the dad from Seventh Heaven yesterday. I got some bad news for you guys.
He was always teaching important lessons.
No, he did. He did some other stuff. I don't know if you heard about it. You don't know about this?
No, what'd he do?
Bro, not good.
Is this about Jessica Biel's gear cover?
He did have problems with Jessica Biel's gear cover.
Well, yeah, because she was still a kid.
He
had a problem with that?
Huge problem. He made the statement about it.
Right.
Wait till, I got to tell you guys all about this. You like Seventh Heaven, Danielle?
I don't know really.
You don't know about Seventh Heaven?
No.
Oh, if you like Dawson's Creek, you'll love Seventh Heaven.
Really?
We'll talk about that. Also, I just got word from Super Agent Tony Burton that the Atlantic just released the entire text exchange. Nice. So, even though that guy specifically said, I do not want the whole text exchange, don't do it, just don't release it. They were like, no, yeah, here it is. Here's the whole text exchange.
Yeah, here it is.
So, maybe we'll look through that. We got a lot to do. Stay right there.
We'll be right back with Sam Roberts Show. We're back with Sam Roberts Show.
Yeah, it's
like the idea of college kids already being in debt from student loans that they're not even thinking about, then getting bombarded. Good loan and a good something that's good to pay off. Like if there is no interest on something, it is a far better decision to pay it off over time than to pay it all up front. If for nothing else, then you can, if it's $1,000 and you're going to pay $100 a month for 10 months, like you can spend those 9 months gaining interest on the money that you're not paying for it. So that way you're making your money work for you.
And something like a phone has legitimate utility too.
Right. Yes.
Well,
yes.
what about a Domino's
with
pizza?
A phone.
You can make money with a phone. People use their phone for work. Like there's a whole thing to it. Yeah, but the idea that like, well,
finance your Domino's on a payday loan.
I mean, dude, financing it's crazy. It's crazy where it's like, it's just, we're getting very quickly to the point where money doesn't matter. It's not real. You know what I mean? You just
well, and it's also, I think, and not to get into a bigger conversation about it, but it's a lot about control.
Of course it is. And then people go, there's not as many homeowners anymore. Yeah, because who could come up? Forget about actually being able to afford a house. Who can possibly come up with a down payment? Yeah. Oh, even if it's just like, I don't know, I'm gonna get a down payment and then figure out the rest later. Who could come up with a down payment if they're like, yeah,
when your burrito costs $70 over 6 months,
right? Right, and they go like, oh, well, the apps are so easy, but the fees are crazy. Like the markup already on bad fast food. Trust me, I feel it. Is nuts.
Yeah, like I already don't like the whole DoorDash Grubhub thing because of how much extra it costs.
Dude, when I look at it, there are places where I'm paying like $2 a wing.
Yeah.
Buffalo wings at $2 a wing. And then I go like this, but they're the best.
That's convenient.
And even though it's right down the street from my house, last thing I want to do is leave the house right now.
I was at Chipotle downtown yesterday, and as I'm waiting for my friend to show up, there are literally...
Jermaine?
No, not Jermaine.
Oh.
I have other friends.
Mike, did you think it was Jermaine as well?
I think we all suspected as such.
There's no way it wasn't Jermaine. He lies.
There's no way he has another friend.
There's no way.
Guys, okay.
Was this friend's last name Teft?
No.
Okay.
But I was outside and I counted because it was so crazy. There were 14 bikes outside with DoorDash box, those heating.
Yeah, I mean, right by me, like you go to McDonald's anytime, and there's just like people on Vespas, just hanging out outside.
Yeah.
Outside the McDonald's, just waiting for the phone to go off. All right, clicked it. But I mean, they're the smart ones. They're the ones that are taking advantage of the fact that
sure,
we're all getting sucked into this.
It's billed as
Sucked in.
Sucked in. See, I watched the show, but
it's billed as convenient. It's billed as better.
I mean, it is convenient,
right?
And we got so used to it during the pandemic when it was the only option that now it's like, yeah, of course. Like it's I put the kids to bed. It's now like 9:15, 9 o'clock by the time I get downstairs and I'm done doing that. What am I going to do now? Go out and try to get some to-go food somewhere? Call ahead? Call a restaurant and say, prepare something for me. I'm coming to pick it up. What is this, the 50s? No. I'm going to get on the app and then I'm going to go, oh, this is a little expensive for tonight.
Ooh,
Look
expensive.
at that. I could just $5.
And who knows if it's going to be hot by the time he gets here.
I'll just put $5 down. And then pay off my quesadilla over time.
It's insane.
There's no move. Like everybody talks about like everybody's acknowledging how much trouble we're in financially and how bad all this is. But but they're sitting there going like, you know what we need to do? Take the books out of schools. Nobody's sitting there going, what if we added financial literacy to public education?
No.
What if we instead of, having everybody do this or that or worry about this or that, what if you made a mandatory class and multiple classes where calculus is great, but if you don't know anything about economics, where are you applying calculus to? You don't you have all this math education, but you've learned nothing about economics, and then your taxes come and you have no idea what to do with them, what I can write off, what I should be writing off, and you just pay somebody else to do it.
Yeah, I see these things like financing DoorDash, and I just immediately think this is just another thing that is just widening the gap between upper class,
middle
class and lower class,
destroying the middle class,
drives more people into debt.
Yeah,
there are less minimum wage jobs,
and it becomes
less options to make money.
Right, it becomes this thing where you're supposed to be in debt.
You're supposed to be in debt.
Debt is totally normalized, and it's no, you just, don't even think about getting out of debt. That's just the cost of being a human being. Just live your life. Be as comfortable as you can be.
And by the way, if you don't have any money because you're so in debt, that's fine. Pay for this pizza later.
Right. Right.
We got you.
Bro, there's 100% going to be a huge problem when a generation, because there was multiple generations who wealth, whether it was real wealth, whether it was $1,000 in a rocking chair, the idea is there would be some kind of inheritance.
Yeah.
It's just going to be kids inheriting their parents' debt.
That's all it is.
That's what's going to, because the debt collectors aren't going anywhere. Hey, bad news. You're probably expecting
or spouses.
Right. Oh, don't worry. I have $100,000 in life insurance. Oh, cool. She was $200,000 in debt. What?
It was $100K.
What the fuck? I got to pay for this funeral. Don't worry. You can finance it. We only need.
Klarna?
Yeah. Don't worry about that. Finance the funeral, and pay off this one. Just find your highest bill and pay that off. And people get so buried under it. They have no clue. They're just I don't know, I'll put a little bit over here, a little bit over there. Nobody figures out a financial plan of being okay, I've got to tackle these bills one at a time. I've got to, because that's the only way to do it.
The snowball?
Realistically, yeah, because you get snowballed.
Yeah.
And I've been snowballed all my life.
I know, you love it.
I love getting snowballed.
No, what I'm talking about is when you're trying to pay off debt and you pay off the smallest thing first.
Right.
And then you take what you were paying into that and then you start applying it to the next smallest thing.
Right.
And then people have said that that's a good way to get out of debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just something, because you're instead of just putting things into this or whatever, because it's an emotional thing too. All the debt is because it's scary, and it's probably one of the reasons why so many people have such terrible anxiety now.
Yeah.
Because it's a black hole. There's no way out.
The majority of people live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, and not only are they living paycheck to paycheck, but their paycheck ain't covering it.
No.
They're living paycheck to pay off minimum balances.
Just buy eggs for their cats.
You also got to learn to live in your means, what you can afford.
Sure, but it's fun to not.
Yeah, and they make it so
They make it so easy.
They make it so easy not to, and they'll tell you No, you can afford this because you're supposed to have debt.
Yeah.
That's just stupid. I mean, it's so stressful to be under debt.
Do you have debt or you don't?
I mean, other than a mortgage,
right?
But other than that, no. I mean, I live in my means. I pay, and I run up my credit card and I pay it right down before I buy anything else.
Good for you.
I mean, yeah,
I have excellent credit, immaculate credit.
Can I get some?
Nope.
Damn.
By the way, every other element of his life he's destroyed.
It's just,
but his credit's great.
Financially, Troy's a rock star.
I'm doing great, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Mentally.
Yeah.
You're not getting much sleep.
Remember the screaming?
Yeah, you look exhausted.
I got some sleep last night.
Oh, then I apologize. That's the worst. You look exhausted. I'm actually very refreshed. Sorry, I guess that's just you.
Yeah, the ease in which they will allow you to go into debt is really scary for kids growing up. Like you said, who have you don't get taught financial information in school.
No. And like, you're 18 and your parents are like, well, you got to go to college. I'm not paying the student loan.
Yeah,
like,
you're on your own.
But this is fine, right? And at 18, you're like, yeah.
Well, yeah, like we're getting into that with Riley because she's a sophomore and she's starting to try to figure out where she wants to go to school. And right now, the main thing that we're thinking about is where can you get the most scholarships? Because
absolutely,
like you don't want her to go into debt. I went into so much debt with student loans because, like you said,
are you out of it?
Yeah.
How old were you when you got out of it?
Oh God. I was in my 30s.
That's crazy. That's literally 20 years.
Yeah.
From the time it starts.
It was about 15. Because when you graduate, you're like 24. I would say my late 30s. I finally paid off my last loan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they give it to anybody.
Anybody who wants it.
Anybody who wants student debt, you can have it.
Yeah.
You want to go into debt buying concert tickets? Go ahead.
You don't want to miss a concert.
No, I hate missing concerts.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss the concert. Don't worry. You don't have to pay for it all right now.
Yeah.
You'll have the money later. And by the way, there's a windfall coming. That's what it's all based on. No. Don't you worry. There's a windfall on its way. Hey, the good news about this college, you're going to leave $100,000 in debt, but it's college.
Pays for itself.
Hey, you're going to get a great job after you graduate.
Yeah.
That's guaranteed.
From all that stuff you learned.
Yeah.
Remember?
Don't worry. You get your resume together. You tell them.
That sociology degree pays for itself.
Oh, yeah. You tell them. By the way, don't bring up the sociology degree. You tell them.
I was talking in general.
That wasn't about me.
No.
Tell them where you went to school. Won't be a problem.
Yeah, like none of that matters anymore.
Yeah. No, and even if it did, it's like, oh, cool.
Not to mention all these...
Cool. $28K? Cool. That sounds great.
Yeah, $28K. Hey, over time? That's pretty good.
$28K a year? Not bad.
I see some people like that I'm friends with on Facebook that are going through looking for a new job. And I guess now so many of these places, like the recruiting process is just strictly AI.
Oh.
So like, like nothing on your resume matters anymore.
No.
They're picking out keywords, and then you'll if you get to the next step where it's like, okay, you can get an interview. Oh, all the interview spots are booked. Sorry, check back tomorrow.
Yeah, because there's no human being.
There's no human interaction in job searching anymore. It terrifies me.
Right. Like, hey, could you just look at this? I think it could be really good to you. Maybe you stay 15 minutes later and do one more.
No, sorry. Our AI bot said you're not the good candidate.
I was programmed not to allow that.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah. And then forget about all the people that worked in headhunting and human resources. Recruiting. It was their job.
Not anymore.
Oh, it's so insane.
Yeah, I try not to think about it because it worries me for
my
daughter's generation,
yes.
your kids growing up. It terrifies me.
Yeah. You literally have to, if you're going to have kids.
Better be a content creator.
Yeah. For the longest too, when we had our 8-year-old, for the first, 5 years of his life, my wife was like, you know what we should do at some point? Get him into coding when he's young so he's ready.
Yeah.
And then boom, by the time he's 6 years old, they're like, AI's doing all the coding.
Yeah, no need for that anymore.
No.
You should have had him open up blind packs on YouTube.
I know. Yeah. I know. Let's have him create an energy drink or something. J866-969-1969 is the phone number. What's up, Jason?
Hey, buddies. I'm an estate planning attorney. I do a lot of probate, so clear up some of the things about debt. any unsecured debt gets discharged at death. So if your estate is insolvent, you don't have enough money to pay your credit card debt, it just goes away. So if you're old, just max out your credit cards.
Yeah, that's what
if you're like 60?
If you got enough money, yeah. By the way, if you've got enough money in the bank but you just don't pay it and you die and you leave the money to the kids, can you still get out of the debt?
If it's in a trust, yeah.
That's the move.
Isn't that kind of what Giancarlo Esposito was talking about? Like, that's why he considered...
Yeah.
Because then he would be out of debt and his family wouldn't have to...
Deal with it.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Because that's what... Thank you, Jason. That's good for the clarification, but don't worry. Don't worry. There is an out strategy.
Death.
Yeah. You can just die and your kids won't have a father, but they won't have debt.
So depressing.
So yeah, don't worry. By the way, if you're thinking about doing anything drastic, don't worry. The debt won't follow. It's crazy talk.
I hate it. I hate where it's going.
It's unstoppable, though.
I know it's unstoppable because all of this stuff is billed as convenience.
And it is convenient.
Of course it is.
But shame on people because it's like DoorDash is so expensive, but like you're being lazy. Just go get the food. You'll save.
I agree. When Sam, I would hate to know what Sam spends on all that shit because to me,
it's dumb.
It's insane.
It's insane, but he's making enough to justify it, and he has to sit at
But
home
that's
and do
not
his
the
work.
point. That's
No, I understand, but
You could be saving that money. You could be doing something else with that
at
money.
least Sam is not going into debt by doing
No,
this.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure you justify it by like, dude, you work a lot and you appreciate.
I'm
your
aware
home
of
time.
what it's like. Yeah, I'm.
And you're aware that it's an insane thing to be doing.
It's an insane thing, but I'm spending money for the time.
Right.
Right? Like time has a value.
Yeah, which I totally agree with.
And if that's being calculated in there, and like you said, and people are provided for first, and the future is being secured first, and then after, then we can start placing a value on time. But
it's not like you're looking for the money for your mortgage payment because you're buying DoorDash.
Exactly. But it's hard
Those
though.
wangs are good, right?
First of all,
$2 a wang though.
That's
Holy
it's
shit.
crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Bro, I remember back in the day, we used to go get quarter wings.
That's the way it should. I mean, it's crazy. But like, I don't know. I have sympathy for people who just live a day-to-day existence of just. I mean, life can get so miserable. So the idea that like I've also now got to do an accounting for this and accounting for that. I get the hole people fall into. I get it.
Yeah.
And they make it
really easy.
Really easy.
And some people just don't have self-control.
And a lot of people don't have self-control.
My old roommate would have a credit card. He'd run it through the roof.
Bro.
He would consolidate it to another credit card, and then he'd have the credit card open again, and he'd run it right back up. And what are you doing, dude?
But this is the financial education that I was also talking about. Like, some people literally just have no concept of it. They weren't, like, my dad was super, I was going to say anal about, but Mike's back, so I'm not going to say anal. It's super detail oriented.
Sam.
Say that.
I didn't say a word.
I thought that was your uncle.
That's a trigger word, though, for you, Mike.
Internal monologue. We haven't heard from him in years.
No. He's gone quiet.
On sabbatical in Southeast Asia. He's very happy.
Mike definitely has a story as to where Dave's been.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's like, why wouldn't he have said... I mean, no, my dad's very detail-oriented when it comes to money. And, I mean, it can be a lot to deal with, but also it's helpful in the sense that you're just constantly aware of it and the way to treat it and, how complicated it is. There are a lot of people that don't have that.
No.
Like, Nicole Biggins, straight up, and she's told this to me on the podcast, so it's public. Like, she has said the way she used to... and to the point where her husband is the one that had to break her of the habit. So this is like well into adulthood, where she would have a credit card, and she just thought the way credit cards worked were you use a credit card until they get declined, and then you start using the next one.
That's that's on the complete batshit side of things.
Yeah,
and that's just like. No, I don't know what her parents are like, but that seems like bad parenting, not to teach your kid any sort of like responsibility.
But if
financing
generational, if they don't have any clue of it. If they're living in a world where, you know what I mean? It's like...
But you hadn't even pondered eventually having to pay the bill?
Well, Nicole is also not a
that's
what's
an
happening
extreme
tomorrow person.
sense. Yeah.
Nicole likes to feel good today.
Most people know that there are monthly credit card bills.
She just thought it was like free money.
This is done now.
Wow.
May I have
Luckily, I have another one. Yeah, to the point where her poor husband had to be like, no, like I'm cutting up credit cards. Like you can't have one. You don't know how to handle them.
Poor Matt Biggins.
Because Matt Biggins is the one
paying for it all.
Getting it, yeah.
He's got to raise the kids and pay the bills.
Yeah, you know what? My dad just texted first generation depression experience. So it's people who were raised by people that saw the Great Depression.
Ah, yes.
Right? And we've lost that. We're losing that.
Yeah.
Like that generationally, we like...
Yeah, but don't worry, we'll be in another depression, and those kids
luckily
are going to learn.
That's the way we're going to save future generations, is by having another Great Depression. It'll suck for a while. I'm going to be 100% honest. But we'll be good for another 20 years after that. Yeah, that's I'm sure what it was, like being raised by people who felt the Depression.
Who lost it all.
Yeah. Who lost it all. That was like this, you can't count on it. You can't count on the systems. You can't count on being bailed out. You can't count on
there
any
was
of it.
none of that.
Right. So I saw that. So, you need to not only not be in debt, but somewhere have a mattress full of cash or something like that, right? Like something. Pedro in Indiana. What's up, Pedro?
Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, you were talking about DoorDash fees and whatnot. The state of Indiana has a bill they're currently pushing through, and it looks like it's going to pass and will be the first in the U.S., but if it goes and everybody else sees it, everybody else will have it where Indiana's proposing a 2% tax on all Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, all of that stuff to help cover road expenses.
So it's going to cost even more.
Yeah. So in other words, they're going to add another 2% on more. And now they're trying to figure out, I've been listening to it go back and forth on the news. They're even looking into going into like traditional, like your Domino's and Pizza Hut, because they're like, well, it's not a third party. It was originally just to go to the third party apps like the DoorDashes and the Grubhubs and whatnot. But now they're like, nope, we can make all this money off of this. And, hey, they're tearing up the road, so it justifies it.
Tearing up the roads on their bicycles.
Yeah.
It's a bicycle with a single BLT on the back of it.
I wonder how, if it's a bicycle, because Indianapolis would have it, Fort Wayne might, maybe Evansville, but the other areas, there's not bike delivery. You're getting in a car, and they're doing that. Even little towns of 1,200 people, they've got 2 people out door dashing and all that.
All right. Well, thank you, Pedro. I hope that does not happen.
Funny how they want to add a tax to you, but they're not just going to tax Amazon for the tens of thousands of vehicles that are on the road now.
No, you
delivering packages for them.
You have to double the tax on me, whereas if I just left the house to get it, I wouldn't be taxed on it. Right. Perfect.
But the company that's going to, just rule the world,
run everything.
No, I should go to that. I should get hit with the tax.
Yeah.
Make it make sense, right, guys?
Right. That's like taxing the drivers who don't live in the city.
Yeah.
To make it easier on the lives of the people who do live in the city.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect.
That makes sense.
Hot Dog's listening right now going, it does.
He's an idiot.
John in Texas. What's up, John?
Hey, I just wanted to say that this financing DoorDash and stuff like that is the Columbia House of this millennia, because
they're just not going to pay.
They're just not going to pay at the end, and then then the credit will get ruined, and they'll be fat and no credit.
I'm telling you, maybe you're right, John. I have a friend who his sport is avoiding paying his debt, and he's really good at it.
Do we know him?
No.
Okay.
No.
It used to be so much easier. Like,
his name's Jermaine.
Like Columbia House, you'd be like, yeah, come find me. Like, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Get on the internet?
With these apps, like you have to put in some form of
especially because it's all like, you have to put in some form of payment, and you're using that payment not just for, whatever this DoorDash, but for everything else. Somehow all the storefronts are connected to this thing.
Yeah.
Your buddy that's avoiding the debt, isn't that stressful to him? Or is it just like he rolls it off his back?
I would think, but I would think it'd be extremely stressful. But I don't know. He almost treats it like a sport. Just
bobbing and weaving.
I mean, like when
he's a single guy, and I think that helps. Being a single guy, so your responsibility as a single guy, like as a guy with a family, I could never. Like, that's crazy. You're dealing with. I have the lives of, I don't know. I mean, more lives keep getting added that I'm responsible for. It's crazy.
Well, you keep fucking. So.
I won't stop. Well, that R&B channel on Sirius, it's just so good.
It's sexy. I get
it's that sexy channel, and then all of a sudden, there's another mouth to feed.
Yep.
But that's how it works.
I get it.
But yeah, I mean, as a single guy, I don't know. He just he treats it like a sport, and he's really good at the sport.
Well, if you're living like that, that's probably not the only area of life where you're just juggling these balls and trying to keep them up in the air.
He likes to gamble too.
It's not shocking. A teacher out on Long Island.
Is his name Chris?
That's what it sounds like.
By the way, that's a completely other problem that this generation has to worry about.
What, gambling?
The ease of just continuing to just gamble on your phone. Just deposit.
A lot of those apps sponsor things. I think they're all actually really good.
Dude, it's going to come to a head.
I don't think so.
So fast.
I think it's a
game parlay that ends on a Division 1 double team.
Yeah. Hey, just keep placing those parlays.
No, not me. I think it's a net positive. Big John in Connecticut. What's up, John?
It's so easy.
It's really good.
Sammy, this is John.
Yeah.
Hey, tell Travis, have his daughter take up ball.
Oh,
the girls get
We tried so hard.
Did you try to have
yeah.
Were you like Tracy Morgan playing Tiger Woods' dad on SNL? So we would duct tape the golf club.
She took golf lessons for years because there was a place in Bay Ridge that I forget the name of it, but it was free golf lessons run by the city. She was good, but she just didn't like it, and we've never been parents to force her to do anything. Like when she wanted to stop doing track years ago, we were like, okay, and she came back to it.
That's good.
But no, we know, golf scholarships are real, and I wish she had stuck with it. Yeah,
I gotta get my kids in. Just for girls or guys too?
I mean, the guys can say that they're girls. It's fine. It's 2025.
They can, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
It's actually preferred by a lot of places.
Are you talking about the liberal education establishments?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Perfect. All right.
Yeah. No, we tried.
Ladies golf is big on scholarships. That's what it is?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
That's all right. I got a daughter. I'll get her into golf.
Yeah. Start her young.
She'll kill it. Yeah, but it's when I saw that, I was like, it's depressing.
It is. That's what I thought. That's the word that came to my mind was, wow, that's depressing.
I can't believe that.
It's got to be depressing just having kids.
No, it's great having kids.
No. We're talking about financing DoorDash.
I'm not talking about raising.
I love my kids. I can't believe these little shit kickers are still around.
Sam's like, man, financing a DoorDash meal, that's really depressing. It's depressing.
These kids, having kids, watching them get older.
Well, didn't you just say that it's depressing what the future looks like?
No, I said I'm scared. Like
scared and depressing is kind of.
No, I've never been depressed. I've never watched my daughter run a race and been like, this is. So
I'd be so much happier depressing. Without this kid.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have to deal with this. No, it's not depressing. It terrifies me because I just don't like what the world is going to.
Well, I think it's also a two-pronged thing, right? Because it does, to your point that you were trying to make before we mocked it. So, quite frankly, in such a mean way.
Well, what else? It's just another day here in the Sam Roberts show.
There's no doubt.
It's possessive.
But it does give you a sense that you have more of a stake in the future.
Yeah.
Like the what the world is going to turn into is not just a hypothetical. It actually is somewhat important because you want your people to exist well in it. But also, I don't know, I feel like if you're a good person, you there is almost a sense of I don't know if it's relief, but like you have the ability to now put good people into the world.
100%.
Which is, I mean, as an individual, it's literally the most you could do is just try to put good people into the world. And, you know, in my case, they could follow my image. In Travis's case, it's almost like a replace thing.
Right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's such a leech on the planet.
Why are we?
That, like, him putting a good person, it's like, okay, at least he made up.
Yeah.
For all that he took.
That's what I'm trying to do. And she's crushing it.
And you both are smart guys married to great women that have great children. But there's a lot of people that are stupid and having dumb kids.
There are a lot of dumb kids.
And they're going to be fucked. Like, they're really in trouble.
They
like,
are.
The only hope is maybe like an OnlyFans.
Well, I would look, it's there. It is there.
And they would make 50 times what I'm making.
They would do very well. You think you could do better? Do you think you could do better on OnlyFans than as a radio producer?
Is that like a challenge?
I'll tell you what. I'll talk to McClure. We'll give you a month off.
Okay.
And we'll see.
Oh, I get a month off?
You get a month off of here.
Uh-huh.
But and then we'll see if you spend the entire month, because it would have to be your full-time job, otherwise
Right.
it's not fair.
Obviously.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, we'll calculate what you made, and we'll do it in March. We can't do February. It's a shorter month. So we'll calculate what you made in 1 month working at Sirius.
Well, I'm salaried, so it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus what you make in the month of April.
Gross?
On OnlyFans.
Oh, it's going to be quite gross.
Disgusting. Downright
hairy.
disgusting.
Yeah. A lot of people are going to find it.
No, I meant
absolutely
I
revolting.
meant before taxes.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to test out Travis for a month on OnlyFans to see if he could. And to what degree more. What would be even better is if we lost him to OnlyFans. Like, he's not.
If
not
I'm
only,
making more money,
right?
he's happier.
Not only did I make more money, I make a lot more money. Like 200-300% more.
And I have to deal with you dicks.
I don't. Yeah, and I'm in a better place in my life right now than I've ever been. We'd subscribe as a show. I get McClure.
I don't know if I
expensive.
want you guys subscribing.
We
You
would.
have to.
We would.
You would have to stay up on
Well, you
this
can't choose. You can't choose.
For the bit.
Yeah, and then like you're on only. You can't choose.
No, you're right. I guess, yeah, can you block people on OnlyFans?
No,
I think so.
no.
I think you just got to accept it.
You got to accept it.
Because I guess, yeah, they're all just random people.
Right? You wouldn't know.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know, what do you do on your OnlyFans?
you know any tricks? Any sexual tricks that you could do?
Maybe you could hit up Jason Ellis.
Oh yeah, you and Jason Ellis could maybe
He doesn't do
partner
that
on
anymore.
something.
You could appeal to like a niche group of like Disney adults. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like, use
yeah.
that as your angle.
Because they're all so weird that they would probably be into you,
would
like,
love it.
because you're so weird looking.
What? I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
They could
right?
have Twinkie.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
kinda-
yeah, yeah.
I-
But also like weirdly like hairy and stuff, like just weird, you know.
I feel like some people here are trying to help, and other people here are like really just trying to be mean. Almost, you know?
We're just trying to help you.
Well, we'll try to calm Mike down.
No, Mike is actually. No, he's not the problem.
Oh.
No.
All right.
Do I have to show my face?
Yes.
Yeah. Shit. People love your face.
You could have Mickey ears on.
Yes.
You could have Mickey ears
Yeah, but
on,
they would
though.
still see the face.
They would definitely see the face.
Yeah.
You could shave. You could shave your beard.
Would you like to see that?
Yeah, just clean shaven Travis on OnlyFans.
It's been almost 20 years.
It'd be so gross.
And no glasses.
Oh God,
Freak people out.
it really would. It really would.
I don't know if there's any like worm characters in Disney that I could be if I was shaving my face and not wearing glasses.
Also, I'd right-click save as and put it on Reddit. So
no, you
fast.
can't do that. Then you're taking money away from me.
So fast.
Well, then it's not a fair fight.
You're right. I couldn't help myself though. I'm just telling you.
No,
that
I know.
There's no way I'd be able to stop myself from doing that.
I understand the temptation.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Then you'd be taking money out of my mouth.
Might not even have to be overtly sexual content.
Yeah.
He could just walk around the city condescending to people and getting punched in the face.
I don't want to get
And people
punched
would be so
in the face.
satisfied to
I
see
would
the,
pay
the
for
end
it.
result.
Pay again?
I would pay for it.
They would pay considerable sums of money to see it.
Because don't forget, even after people subscribe, you can pay per post. So if you put, I'm condescending.
mean?
Like when you not that I know, when you subscribe to an OnlyFans, like you pay, you know, whatever it is, $20, whatever it is a month.
I would do 25.
But then once you're in for 25, you can still charge those people that are paying 25 an additional amount of money to see a post that you put up.
Oh,
So if
it's
you're
like,
like-
in-app purchases.
Right. So if you're
Almost.
like, I
Okay.
got a bloody mouth from this punch, this one's going to cost you 60. I'm paying.
Okay. And I guess I could take personalized videos too, right? Like if Mike is like, hey, I'll give you $100 if you go tell so-and-so something and then get punched in the face.
Right.
I could just sell that straight to him.
Yeah, like giving a retail worker a talking to about a return policy or something like that.
Or like how some people like will do an OnlyFans, they'll send pictures of their genitalia and they want a rating. You could just say you're allowed to like violently insult me in my DMs.
I would do that.
And
That's
people
fine.
would be like for $5, you could just send me something very insulting and hurtful.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'd make a mint.
And I don't even have to show anything.
You'd be like, why is Jermaine sending these messages? Just being supportive, dude. Just supporting you.
I don't really want to show things.
You have to. You gotta show something. You gotta show whole.
I feel like Mike and I came up with a great alternative.
Yeah.
And that would actually
Troy's
work
like,
for you.
no,
And Troy's like,
whole.
I want to see it all. I want to see it.
Because there's plenty of people on OnlyFans that don't show it.
Right.
They're not making a mint.
Not that what's her face? That Christian who's made like $42 million last year.
Shout out to her.
A Christian? She's a Christian.
Yeah.
She used to team with Edge, right?
No, she was on OnlyFans.
No,
Then
she
became
is.
a Christian. She's not on OnlyFans anymore.
Yes, she is.
I think we're thinking of the different person.
I think so too.
You guys are on some weird OnlyFans.
No, I just saw her. She was on
Yeah, right.
Daily Mail. Hang on.
Okay, sure.
Christian.
No, I subscribe to the Daily Mail.
43. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This girl.
Let me see.
Yeah.
OnlyFans model 20. She made $43 million last year. To her, it doesn't conflict with Christian values. The Lord, what does it say? The Lord
is very forgiving.
Especially when she said, the Lord is very forgiving, especially when you look like this.
Yeah, Sophie Rand. Yeah, she was in the news like all last month because of how much money that she makes, but she doesn't do nude because she's Christian.
What does she do?
Just bikini pics.
Oh. I know a guy. Does she fart in jars?
I don't know what she does.
Apparently, there's a big market for farting in jars.
Oh, what's her name did that?
What's her face from
90 Day?
Yeah.
People like when you
she
fart.
makes $43 million for doing basically nothing.
I mean, I would quit after that. You got your 43. What else do you need?
It's insane.
People, for whatever reason, I've only heard rumors. They like when you fart in jars, and they like used bathwater.
Bathwater?
Yes.
Maybe she does do nude stuff.
Oh.
But the Lord's forgiving.
Oh, good.
Did that become popular after Saltburn?
I have no idea. I never saw Saltburn. You love Saltburn.
No, I don't love it. It was just, wow.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
I thought everybody loved Saltburn.
Did you watch it?
No, I just read that
You
everybody
guys
said
know
it
what
was.
I'm talking about?
Everybody said it was great.
The
but it
scene
really
with
wasn't.
the tub?
No, I don't know anything about the Saltburn movie except that
everybody loves Salt Bay.
A Salt Bay's the man.
Nobody likes Salt Bay anymore. Like nobody even thinks about Salt Bay anymore. They're like, what? I don't even remember Salt
Remember how
Bay.
he put the salt on? He
Of
kinda
course.
raise his hand up.
Yeah,
and
but
drop-
everybody's over it.
Wow.
We're on to morning routine tonight.
Flashback.
Bro.
When was Salt Bay?
Mike says some weird shit. Mike's a weird guy.
Yeah.
Okay, real weird
Just
guy.
figuring this out now?
No, I'm just setting the table
I mean, in this room.
for the fact that he's a very strange guy.
He's been trying to get us all to drink Saratoga water.
But Mike also he knows the things that get me. Like every now and then he'll hit me with something and it's just right in that sweet spot. Like this guy,
It's almost as if like understands like.
and I just sit there and he'll get me. Nobody, but I don't know if anybody more often than Mike, when he sends stuff going like, you might like this, gets me just sitting on the couch giggling to myself, rewatching and then looking at the community that it's created. I am, Mike, you'll be happy to know, I am absolutely obsessed with Morning Routine Guy.
Have you seen the parodies?
Yes, I've seen all the parodies. I think they're uncalled for. I've been trying to model my life after Morning Routine Guy. So this gentleman just tweeted out a video that says the morning routine. And it says that he's a good-looking, very, very muscular man. He's got he sleeps in a gold chain, I guess. This must mean he's doing very well for himself. But he also, I mean, right away, red flag for me. First of all, it says he wakes up at 3:52 a.m. and he looks refreshed at 3:52 a.m. Which I'm like over here taking notes because whatever this guy's doing, I want to do it.
Trust me, I wake up at 4:15. I don't look that refreshed.
No. Well, then I was like, well, what do I need to change? Because I wake up at so here's my. I should make a morning routine video because my morning is literally from the time I'm out of bed to the time I'm on the train is probably 18 minutes.
Oh, Jesus, I can't do that.
It's literally like.
How do you do that?
I mean, I need to try to get because I've gotten it to the point where it's like, how do I get as much sleep as possible? And I try. I go like, with it's so short, the morning routine. Like it's like
I need some time to wake up.
My clothes are right there. I get out of bed and put them on. Brush my teeth. You're welcome to everybody here, by the way.
That's just expected.
You're welcome. Put on deodorant.
Yep. Again.
You're welcome. That's for you guys.
Why
it's
are we
not for
thanking
me.
him for doing basic human stuff?
Because
I'm doing
he
it.
doesn't have to.
I don't have to.
You can come in here and just stink.
And what are you going to do? It's my show.
Like it's my show.
Yeah.
It's possessive.
Yeah. Deal with. What are you going to do? Work on OnlyFans?
Go find another show then.
Yeah.
Kid.
Yeah. Enjoy yourself then. Oh, do I smell too bad? Fuck off then. Feel free.
I'm going to think about this OnlyFans.
But then, so now I'm dressed, deodorant, teeth brushed. The best thing in the world is not having hair. It's so great.
Anywhere.
That's true. I'm waxed head to toe.
Except for your beard.
Except for my beard. And then, yeah, like say goodbye to my wife and in
She's
the car. This lady, I mean...
Oh, that's right. She loves her mornings.
Before we had kids, she's up at 5:30. Like,
I'll wake up to texts from her sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is insane. But then I remember, she loves that time before
that's what
the
she
kids
likes.
wake up.
She likes her mornings. She likes her mornings. And then get in the car, drive to the train station, and I'm on the train. That's it.
Yeah, samesies.
18 minutes. Yeah. I mean, it's nothing. Have it straight to the train, and then that's why I don't even have coffee till I get here because I'm trying to still be in kind of a vegetative state when I get on the train.
Me too. I don't have coffee until I get here for the same reason.
There's no reason to exercise any energy at all.
But I need more time before I get on that.
No, not
bus.
me. Not me.
So your morning routine video would be very quick.
It'd be so short. It'd be so short. But also I don't look like this guy.
Nope.
And we don't know. You don't take your shirt off.
I could take a guess.
Troy, you're being mean.
You have an educated guess?
I'm sorry. Am I coming across mean? I apologize.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't take that much offense to it.
I mean, this guy is jacked.
He's jacked. It makes me think that maybe he's doing a little more than his morning routine. But whatever. He wakes up at 3:52. Now, from the still, before we even begin,
I already hate him.
There's one reason. He claims to wear
She's from Staten Island. We know why.
He claims to wear the mouth tape. You know this mouth tape that we yelled at Bob Kelly for getting because he got tricked to getting it because Instagram was putting ads up that were made to look like podcasts, but they were actually just ads. They were not real podcasts. There's no evidence that those podcasts ever existed. But it's this mouth tape that now,
some people like it.
Dude, it's infuriating.
I know.
Wait, what does it do?
They say that it helps your breathing cycles because you tape your mouth shut when you go to sleep so that you only breathe through your nose.
People will tell you that
Your
it reduces
circulation.
snoring.
Oh, okay. So it's for people who snore.
Helps with sleep
Or sleep in
apnea.
their mouth.
It's supposed to be, and it's supposed to just increase circulation and oxygen.
Okay.
It's a wellness thing.
There's no scientific evidence to back.
No. Yeah. And by the way, I was watching on my Best of Shark Tank YouTube yesterday. I was watching the one where the guy comes up with watches that send out like negative ions, and you should have seen. Oh, Mark Cuban.
He hates that.
Mark Cuban chewed his ass up. He was literally yelling. He was like, "No, because the negative ions." And Mark Cuban is just going, "Scam, scam, scam."
I don't know.
Scam. I thought it was a congressional hearing.
I don't know what happened to him, but he does not put up with that bullshit.
He doesn't want scams.
The
no.
second he hears he'll ask can you prove it? Can you scientifically prove it? Can you prove it? And when they say no, but, he gets so fucking mad.
Not only does he say no, he does everything he can to turn the room.
I'm out,
and here's why, and why you should all be out as well. But to me, and maybe I just don't know, this mouth tape, when I hear about something for the first time on an ad...
From Bob Kelly?
No, because I'd heard about it on the ad before, and I said, no, Bob Kelly, you didn't fall for this ad, because I'd seen the ad. And then Bob Kelly falls for it. And then I see these other, like, podcasts and stuff. Now people are talking about it seriously. I go, no. Because I can trace it back to where it started.
Bob Kelly.
And it's Bob Kelly in the ad.
Big J didn't fall for it.
All I'll say about the bonfire is Big J didn't fall for it, and we're going to leave it at that. But so this guy, he's got his mouth tape on, and he's got a Breathe Right strip on, and the Breathe Right strip and the mouth tape match. They're both black. And, so he starts his morning at 3:52. Now, Travis, you're going to have to be hot finger on the pause button because there's no...
You're going to want to pause this?
Well, I'm going to want to pause it to explain what's going on because there's no dialogue in it.
Right, okay.
So at 3:52, he wakes up with his mouth tape still on. He doesn't take it off when he wakes up. He walks into the bathroom with the mouth tape still on. Okay, peeling off the mat. Now it's 3:53. He's got a very, very well organized drawer.
This is American Psycho.
Yeah, it exactly is. I put on a soothing balm. He's got his toothbrush, his toothpaste. To me, the most disturbing part is he's got the disposable one-use flossers with the plastic thing on it, except instead of just having the bag and you just pull it out of the bag,
which everyone does.
Of course, that's what you do. He has a container in his drawer just for the single-use floss things, and he pours them out of the bag into the single-use container.
You fish around the bag, you touch 20 of them, and then you pick one up.
That's right. By the way, we've gone from 3:52 to 3:53. Just based on the drawer, based on the camera being used, based on the mouth tape that was peeled off, which took a full minute to peel off the mouth tape, based on everything. I think this is entirely bullshit. He does not live here. None of this is real. But that's just my opinion within 1 second.
You think this is a hotel or something?
Or a rented
The purple
apartment.
lighting in the bathroom is throwing me off.
It's insane. Nobody would live like that. Okay, pops out. Now it's 3:54. And who?
By the way, I don't trust this guy at all. It does not take 1 minute to brush teeth.
It should take longer, you think?
It definitely should take longer.
Usually saying happy birthday multiple times. Yeah. So, but he's saying it takes the same amount of time it takes to peel off mouth tape is the same amount of time it takes to brush teeth.
No, 1 minute is not enough.
It's now 3:54. And of course, like any normal human, he's got to rinse his mouth out. So he's popped open a bottle of water so he can pour it into his hotel glass.
Nah, that's probably his glass.
And he's going to rinse out his mouth with bottled water. Not from the sink. You're not going to sit there and just cup your hand under the faucet.
Like a normal person?
Am I crazy that I cup my hand under the faucet and good to go?
That's one way to do it.
Same hand you wipe your ass with?
That's right. It's the exact same hand. I do. I take my morning constitutional, wipe my ass with my hand, brush my teeth, and I don't wash.
This is why we use bottled water.
I see.
And I never wash.
Yeah, so he's using bottled water to rinse out his mouth at 3:54.
Just any kind of water?
I believe it's Saratoga water?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Comes in a glass bottle.
It's blue glass. Okay, he has officially taken more time to gargle than to brush his teeth. Okay, let's do the data here. He started brushing at what time?
3:53.
3:53 is when he popped the top on the toothpaste. Okay, he's got toothpaste on 3:54. He's brushing his teeth. So he doesn't start brushing until 3:54. At 3:54, he is also...
Same minute.
Within the same minute, so 45 seconds to brush his teeth. 3:54, he is also pouring the water in the glass and then gargling from 3:54 to 3:56.
With water.
Because we see him at 3:54 taking a gulp of the water. At 3:56, he is still gargling.
Loves that water.
And that is a great point. You don't gargle with water.
No. Mouthwash?
You rinse with water. Yeah, a Listerine, even an antibacterial mouthwash, something. But there's no reason to gargle for 2 full minutes after brushing your teeth for 45 seconds with bottled water.
Now, I don't know what happened in those 4 minutes.
Okay, well, it took 4 minutes to walk, and he still got his bottle of water with him.
Yeah.
But it took 4 minutes to walk from the bathroom to outside the bathroom. Okay. And he's now outside on his deck. and it took a full minute. He opened the door, sliding door at 4. He didn't walk out until 4:01.
Maybe it was like 4
and 59
and
seconds.
59 seconds.
Okay.
Walks out at 4:01.
And now he's on his deck for whatever reason, and he's spending 3 minutes doing push-ups. I'm assuming
It's also purple.
the deck is also purple. That's a great point. That's a great point. Okay, he's in a squatting position, just like a shit position, like a squatty potty position from 4:04 to 4:17. He's just squatting.
Well, I think the implication here is that he does push-ups for 13 minutes.
No, because he did push-ups from 4:01 to 4:04.
No, see, 4:01.
Right.
Then he hangs out. Now it's 4:04.
I didn't factor in any hangout time.
I think he's maybe taking the scenery in.
Oh, at 4?
Yeah.
I mean, who's moving this slow at 4 o'clock in the morning? If you have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's a 6-hour routine.
Oh, I forgot.
So then I think he starts doing push-ups at 4:04.
Okay.
Stops at 4:17.
But now he's squatting.
13 minutes of
He's
of
taking a sip of
push-ups.
the water.
He's taking a sip of the water.
In a squat.
Okay, now he's standing. Okay, wait. Go back.
Stand for 4 minutes.
Because now, he was squatting. I believe he was squatting the whole time.
You think he squatted for 13 minutes?
I do. And sipped. Squat. He does his squat and sip for 13 minutes after he does his push-ups.
That doesn't seem efficient at all.
And then starting at 4:17, he stands with his eyes shut. Troy, you meditate?
Yes.
Is that meditating?
I mean, you can meditate with your eyes closed. I mean, you can do anything. Yeah.
Standing?
I guess. I mean, you don't really have to be sitting in a position.
Yeah, he's probably just,
Do you meditate standing?
centering.
You can. I can do it right here. You want me to do it right here?
Mm-hmm.
Just looks like your normal self.
Were you thinking about Eric Nies?
I was.
I knew it, dude.
How'd you know?
I know.
You're good.
Thank you.
You're thinking about Eric.
I knew it. Okay.
Is there a word for like whatever you have to think of to like center yourself? Mantra.
What's your
Is
mantra?
Eric Nies your mantra?
I don't have like a mantra.
Do you go, welcome to the grind? Welcome to the grind. Okay, so from 4:17 to 4:21, he stands with his eyes shut outside. And then from 4:20, and then it takes him a solid 17 minutes to walk to his office.
It's free play.
Okay, 17 minutes of free play, which in that 17 minutes, he has still decided not to put a shirt on.
So Would you put a shirt on if you looked like that?
No, I never would.
Never.
And he's still rocking the Breathe Right strip.
Yeah, you would think within at least that 17. He's now been awake for like almost an hour. Like 50 minutes he's been awake. And he still hasn't. I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah,
about 50 minutes. Are you supposed to leave the Breathe Right strip on for an hour after you wake up?
I don't think so, but I think people do. They leave them on all the time. I see
Jim
people
used to
walk
walk in here with them.
But he forgot.
Yeah, well, maybe he forgot.
Was he wearing the Breathe Right strip outside on the deck?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he goes to his office to do some topless reading. Oh, no, wait. He wasn't doing topless reading. He had a book. There was a book there.
There's a book.
Oh, is it the Bible and he's praying?
Is that a Bible? Is it a Bible?
maybe.
I don't think so.
The Bible's got a blue. That's got a blue cover. The Bible's not blue, is it?
You could
you
put
can
whatever
make it
cover you
whatever
want on the Bible.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's the scripture
Is
inside.
it, but is that the licensed version or unlicensed?
It doesn't matter what the cover is.
No.
It's the new.
You could put a blue cover on a Bible?
You can put anything you want on it.
I thought it had to be
Put
like
a coloring book on the front. If you
Really?
want. Yeah.
He had never seen a blue Bible before.
Yeah. That's
So he made it
fantastic.
blue. Yeah.
I thought it had to be leather bound.
No.
So we're gonna be.
Okay, so he's so okay, let me try to figure out what's going on here. Okay, so at 4:38, he sits with his eyes shut in front of a blue book.
He's praying.
Oh, yeah, and so we're saying he's praying.
He doesn't crack the blue book, though.
No, he leaves it shut.
Maybe he just has it just like, here's the Bible, let me pray.
Okay. Like I'm praying next to this Bible because
I mean, there was a bookmark in it. Looks like he's.
Maybe he read it before.
You see that?
Maybe the night before. Maybe
not a bookmark.
Or I mean, there's a.
That just looks like the
open
cover's
spot.
been opened once.
Right.
Maybe that's his evening routine.
Dented.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't see the evening routine.
And he was like, "Dear God, thank you for allowing me to squat for 17 minutes outside on my deck a minute ago."
Now he's journaling.
Okay, so that was 2 minutes. Now, okay, that's a journal. He's got silver pages on his journal. That's slick. What's he writing about? He hasn't
life.
done anything.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be about what you just did. You can journal about anything, whatever you're feeling right then.
All right. He's like, I'm making this video. Everybody's going to make fun of me for it. but I think it's a good video.
I thought it was super cool.
I think it's a cool video.
So that's 442
also
to 455.
Oh, okay. So he's doing a solid 13 minutes of topless journaling.
He journals for 13 minutes. Topless.
And then this is where he watches his church topless. That's sick.
Is that church?
It sounds like it's a pastor to me.
Okay.
You tell me.
So we're going to be serious about the Lord's business.
Oh, I know I didn't even know that pastor.
Is that your guy?
I like that pastor, yeah.
You know his name or you don't remember?
Philip Mitchell.
Oh,
he's out of Atlanta.
And he doesn't mind if you go to his church topless?
However you want to, pray to the Lord.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you could. I don't think the Lord cares if you're wearing a shirt or not.
Yeah.
Really?
What
about for women?
I don't think he cares. I mean, he doesn't.
He's seen titties before, right?
Why would he care about that?
I get it. Okay. All right.
So he does that for 35 minutes.
Who just watches this guy on his phone for 35 minutes?
Yeah, 4:55 to 5:30.
I mean, that guy's fire. I get it.
You get it? You get lost sometimes.
This pastor, he's the man.
You're like, oh my God, it's been 35 minutes.
By the way, the whole time he's down in his Saratoga that he's finishing off from when he was brushing his teeth with it.
That's a big bottle.
It is a big bottle. And you got to hydrate.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Okay, so after how much praying? 35 minutes of praying?
Yeah.
He puts the blue book back at the top of at the center of the desk.
That's where it belongs.
And then leaves.
Clean up after you leave. Or before you leave.
All right, the blue book stays at the center of the desk.
It's 5:30. Now it's 5:46.
Okay. What happened in the 16 minutes?
Free play.
Okay, so in the 16 minutes, he had to do a little bit of free play, and also, I mean, who has a container like that full of ice?
Well, I mean, it's not always full of ice. It's a bowl.
No, I'm talking about the ice container that he's pouring.
Oh, I mean,
is that a cup?
You have a glass cylinder in your house. You could just buy one. You have glass cylinders just in your house.
I have a glass cylinder. It's a plastic cylinder. It looks like that. However, it is part of the Nespresso machine. I didn't buy it on its own.
Travis used to have 2 glass cylinders, but he one jarred the other one. That was a bad day, huh?
I don't like to think about that day.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up. So now he's got a nice clear bowl, and he's got a glass cylinder full of ice, and he's pouring the ice into the bowl.
It's now 5:46.
A lot of ASMR going on in this video, too.
You think?
Yeah. Okay, now... What? Okay, so now he is...
dunking his face.
Pouring, I'm assuming, the rest of the original bottle of Saratoga, which means there is some backwash in it, unfortunately. But for whatever reason, he gets ice in the bowl. Then he takes his bottled water... appears to pour the remainder of the water into the bowl of ice.
That's right.
And then just dunks his face.
Well, no. Before he dunks it.
Oh, he mixes.
Yeah, you got to mix the water with the ice.
Wait a minute. He's not mixing it. I believe he is kneading the ice.
Oh, he might be kneading the ice.
That's how you would knead it. Like cookie dough, right? You knead the dough. So he is kneading much like a kitten to the supple teat of its mother.
Yeah.
He is kneading.
He's making biscuits with the ice.
The ice. Because a lot of times, you don't get the right mixture of the water and ice.
No. You want it all together nicely.
Yeah, so you have to knead it. So it's now 5:46. He's been awake for...
hour and almost
2 hours. He's been awake. And now he is kneading ice and water together. Okay. And then he dunks his whole head in. And then he finally puts pants on. He's been walking around in his underwear the whole time.
Well, yeah, now it's... So I don't know if he dunks his head for 12 minutes.
No, he had pants on before.
Did he?
Yeah, he just put on shorts.
Out on the deck,
Yeah,
he had pants on.
He had long pants on?
He slept in long black pants, joggers.
Oh, yeah, long pants. Okay, I'm sorry. 5:46. So for 3 minutes, he dunks his face into cold water, which is that's like some David Blaine shit. 3 minutes is a long time to be dunked in cold water. And then, I guess he takes off his long pants and puts on short pants.
Those are just called shorts.
And he dunked his face with the nose thing on.
Oh, he's still got his Breathe Right strip on. It's now 6:01. He woke up at 3:52. He's still wearing his Breathe Right strip. I mean, in my wake-up video, by now I'm halfway through the radio show.
Oh, yeah, because it's been 2 hours, 20 minutes, I guess,
Yeah. We've already broken down the whole,
We've taken a break already.
Yeah, we're talking about Laura Ingraham already. We're done. We did all the good stuff. Okay, now so he's got his little pants on now.
They're just called shorts.
Short pants. And he's still got his necklace on. He's still got his Breathe Right strip on.
Probably soggy and cold.
You mean from the face dunking?
Yes.
Yeah, probably Soggy and Cole from the face dunking.
Super jacked.
Super jacked. I've never seen anybody dunk their face in a cold dish of water.
Probably feels great though.
I mean,
early in the morning.
Oh,
nice and refreshing.
No.
Couldn't you just take a cold shower?
He doesn't have time for showers.
He's been up for over 2 hours.
And he's been busy.
Well, he clearly doesn't want to use any sort of tap water. Everything he's used has been from this
That's right.
Saratoga bottle.
It's almost like, well, yeah, you would have to put the Saratoga bottle in the fridge overnight and then maybe just pour it on your head to get the same sensation.
And I bet this guy showers later in the day because he's a trainer, he's a fitness guy.
Right.
So he dirties himself during the day. He's in the gym, sweat, there's disgusting bacteria all over
He's a
the place.
personal trainer, that's what he does?
Yeah, he's like a fitness. He was a running back for Alcorn State.
Oh. Didn't make it into the NFL?
No, I think he played like 2 years and appeared in a few games.
Alcorn State, where's that?
He played 2 years in the NFL or in Alcorn?
No, Alcorn. It's a historically black college university in, I think, Mississippi.
Do they have a student manager? Any aura? Any aura that you could speak to, or not sure?
None that I know of.
Okay. All right, so he's got his short pants on now. And, I mean, he's got great quads. He's got great body, this guy.
He's jacked.
He looks great. You know, I hate to... It's hard when you look like that for me to say you're doing anything wrong. Have we tweeted this video out?
Mike?
I shared the article, which presumably would be peppered with...
Let's quote tweet the whole video and
People
just...
need to follow along at home.
just so it's like a how-to.
Just say, like, what a bod.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it's now 6:01. It's hard to believe that he's done 2 hours and 10 minutes worth of stuff.
Well, that appears to be the main criticism of the video from the internet community is that you spend a third of your day doing nothing.
Okay. Well, he's probably trying to highlight how much he does. All right, it's now 6:01. He's all right. So his short pants are on.
Now
he took off his breathe right.
Yep. Now
okay, the breathe right comes off at 6:01. It's now 6:02, and he's decided to put a shirt on. So, and I wonder because he wakes up at 3:52. So I wonder if it's like I don't put a shirt on until 2 hours and 10 minutes into my day.
It's possible.
And his shirt says "worthy," and he is worthy.
Putting his
leg compressors on. Oh, put his
nice jewelry.
Whoa,
right.
that was a Van Cleef bracelet. That's like $5,000.
Well, he's doing very well for
He
himself.
wants to show he's making a lot.
He's
of
good
money.
for it.
Yeah, and that looks like a Rolex to me. So wait, 6:02, 6:03 puts the leg warmers on. Okay, so from 6:03 to 6:07, that's 5 minutes unaccounted for.
Free play.
Free play.
That's when he's setting up the phone.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And then at 6:07, he puts his jewelry on. That's weird. Mike, you're better at the gym than I am. I might need to switch things up. When I go to I take my watch off before going to the gym. Am I making a mistake?
No, I think you're right. He seems to have erred here.
Okay. So in your experience, putting your jewelry on, I'm assuming he's going to the gym. I don't know. But putting your jewelry on before the gym,
You
not
also got to
atypical.
flex while you're on your way to the gym.
I thought you flex at the gym.
No, you get to the gym. You still got to check in at the gym.
Two different kinds of flexing.
I may be putting the cart before the horse in this instance.
Like maybe he gets there and then he takes his jewelry off.
Right,
See
so
the rest of the routine.
Right. I haven't seen the rest of the routine.
You're jumping ahead.
Okay,
I didn't even
he's getting all of his things. He's got. Oh, what is that? Is that a Christian Dior? Is that a Dior fanny pack? Well, excuse me. Maybe I need to invest in a Dior fanny pack.
Looks like a key fob.
Well, that looks like a key fob with an air tag on it.
Yep. So, well, he's probably afraid of getting lost.
You think he needs to find himself?
Yeah, maybe somebody's looking for it. Why else would you have an air tag?
You think I should invest in a Dior fanny pack?
Mm-hmm.
Just get a fake one down on Canal Street, like your Louis bag.
Louis bag's real.
I've never seen a receipt.
Well, I don't bring receipts in to show you because you're an idiot.
You want to go down to the canal today and grab you one?
That'd be great,
Yeah,
actually.
get 'em.
If you could grab me a... Make sure it's real, though. You can get it at
for
Canal
sure,
Street. Just
for
make
sure.
sure it's real. Okay. Like, sometimes they have overstock down there.
That's where Dior puts their over.
They told me it's overstock. The guys down there, they were really nice guys. They told me it's overstock. They have it on this
Some guy
blanket.
in sandals from Haiti selling them their...
They sell them the overstock.
Hey, everybody needs a job.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So it's 6:18 now. Okay, so between 6:17 and 6:18, he's putting his key fob and some other and his his headphones into his Dior fanny pack. Okay.
And for some reason, it takes him 2 minutes to.
It takes him 2 minutes to
around.
turn around and turn the doorknob, which again, maybe he is lost. Okay. And then it takes him 3 minutes to get to the elevator. Holy shit.
Wow.
What?
It just takes a long time to get to. I mean, so the gym appears to be in his building.
Or hotel.
Or hotel. And it takes him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the elevator's taking a long time to
Well,
get.
given all the trappings of wealth that he's adorned himself with, it probably takes quite some time to get from his very high up apartment.
Yeah.
You're saying the apartment. Well, and the deck that he was on looked like it had quite a view. 6:23 to 6:38, though. That's a long. That's 15 full minutes.
Well, you got to get into the gym.
Right.
Put your stuff away.
Okay.
Free play.
I forgot about free play. Yeah. I keep forgetting. Okay, wait. He appears to still be wearing his jewelry.
Okay, that is.
See, the watch is on.
Wow.
He appears to have left his jewelry on, but I will tell you this: he's running very fast on the treadmill. Oh, and he's doing it from 6:38 to 6:52. That's a
14 minutes.
14 minutes at that speed is a long time. That's it. He's done.
And he's done.
Out.
Wait, what did he do? It's 7:30 now.
I don't know. That's part of the mystery. We don't know everything that he's doing. He's not going to give us his
Think
entire
about the time it's going to take for him to set up the phone, prop it up with this tripod. Like, isn't that so weird to think that he literally has a different camera angle when he's on the treadmill? So he had to get off the treadmill,
That's true.
reset up the phone, and then fake run again. Like,
fake run.
I forgot.
I
Yeah,
know he doesn't have a videographer though. With
it doesn't seem like it.
I mean,
I mean,
It'd
you have
be
all
really
that
boring
wealth.
for 2 hours. Someone just has to sit. And
it's a
watch
lot
him.
more than 2 hours. We're now at 6:52.
Sure.
We're now in our third hour. We are now. We have entered the third hour.
And people will do that.
You don't think this guy has a hot dog that's like wanting to like hang off his nuts?
I mean, it doesn't look like
Drake had a guy filming him throwing a sandal off. The
I don't
roof.
know if that's hot dog's full job description, but it does look like it is like a videographer was involved. Like from a
I think he was doing it himself.
From a cinematic point of view, all the shots are really well set
Not
up.
that. If that was a person, it would probably be. You could see it moving. Like you could tell that all of this is on a tripod.
But
right?
the soft focus.
True.
Did you take into account the soft focus?
You think he's got a
Right,
homeless
the
pimp?
foreground, the background.
He's got a homeless something. Okay, now it's 7:30 already. We went from 6:52 on the treadmill to 7:30. Now it's 7:31.
He's leaving the gym.
He's out.
He's out of the gym.
Oh,
into the pool.
Into the pool. Jewelry's still on.
7:36.
Well, it took him a long time to get his shoes off. It's quite a dive.
Quite a dive.
Okay, and he's doing some laps. He's 15 minutes. Wait a minute.
How is this possible?
Wait a second.
Goes from 7:36 to 7:40 while he's still in the air.
Wait, no, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Holy shit!
7:36.
Oh my god! He's in the air for 4 minutes?
He's got incredibly strong legs.
He's Superman.
I mean, look at that dive.
So he's suspended in midair from 7:36 to 7:40?
He's breaking the space-time continuum.
I've never seen anything like that before in my life. This is incredible, this guy. What did he do in that gym? Okay, so from 7:36 to 7:40, he's in midair. Diving. That's awesome. And then he lands at 7:40. I thought it from 7:36 to 7:51 he was swimming, but that's not true because from 7:36 to 7:40 he's diving in midair the whole time.
7:40 to 7:51.
Holy shit!
That's how long it takes him to get out of the pool. Maybe it's because he doesn't know how to swim and he was drowning.
It's possible, but maybe also he was suspended underwater.
Not because of that, Mike.
I'm not the one who's saying this.
You're looking at me
Not
and
good.
laughing.
Not good. Not good.
Well,
Mike.
we know what boat you rode over here on.
Mike, not good, is it?
It's
not good.
Upsetting.
It is.
It's not why.
It is. You meant because he was dumb, right?
2025.
So 7:51, he's getting out of the pool.
All right. Still wearing all of his jewelry.
See, I told you he left the jewelry on. Now look, Rolexes are waterproof, so that's fine. 7:52, a little time in the hot tub. He's in there for 8 minutes while there's some guy vacuuming, which doesn't feel the most peaceful thing in the world. I don't think you want the guy cleaning the linoleum behind you while you're just, again, with his eyes shut. There's been a lot of eyes shut breaks.
He's got to center himself, or he's really tired because he gets up at 3:50.
Because he wakes up at 3:50. It's now 8 o'clock.
God, I'm exhausted. Been up for 4 hours. I haven't done anything.
Yeah, he's been up for over 4 hours at this point. I'm like wrapped up with the show.
You're on your way home.
Wow.
Off to your next job.
I do way more than this guy.
Way more. You don't look like that though.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. Maybe it's the Breathe Right strips.
You think that's the missing puzzle
It might be,
piece?
yeah.
That could be. I don't use Breathe Right strips.
You might want to pick some of those up on your way home.
I really might. I wouldn't be able to take it off until the first commercial break if I want to do like this guy. Got the towels. Somebody brings him towels. It's now 8:20.
Back in his hotel room.
I think it's his
I
apartment.
think it's his apartment.
Okay. You think this is his apartment?
It's his domicile.
Okay.
He lives there.
He's living very well.
He's living there full time.
I agree.
You can tell because he doesn't have much stuff. Okay, now he's taking a shower. There's the answer. Wait. How long?
12 minutes.
Okay, a nice 12-minute shower. That's perfect. It's now 8:35. Okay. Okay, all right.
Here we go.
First meal of the day. That's good. Finally, I was wondering when he was going to get some food. All right. He eats a banana, get the potassium going. That's not a bad meal. I would have thought. So I guess he's doing all that on an empty stomach, all that running? I would think you'd want to get some energy in the system, but what do I know?
Got to burn the calories.
Well, I would think you'd want to get some calories in you to burn, give you more energy.
Mike?
Well, it's all fasted cardio, so he doesn't want to use carbs as an energy source. He's trying to get into the fat.
I see. Okay. And I mean, the fact that on an empty stomach after cardio, he can still dive and suspend himself in midair for 4 full minutes is sick.
He's a specimen.
He is a specimen. All right, so now he's going to have his first meal. He's going to have a nice banana. That's great. What was that?
Did I just see that? Did we just watch that?
What did he just do for... Wait. Okay, is he eat... Wait. What's this part? Is that a...
That's the banana peel.
Danielle, you had said that you like washcloths.
Yeah.
Do you like banana peels as cleansers?
I tried it once, but...
You tried that?
Is this a thing?
No, I'm kidding. I've never seen this
He's
in my
rubbing his
life.
face with a banana peel.
What we're viewing right now... Can you go back just a second? I want to see what time he eats the banana.
8:43.
Okay, so at 8:43, he's eating the banana.
And he's almost done.
He finishes it by 8:45, and at 8:45, he is rubbing his face down with the inside of the banana peel.
The grossest part.
I've never heard of this.
I haven't either.
Is
Right?
this...
Apparently it has anti-inflammatory, anti-aging
Really?
properties.
Okay, now this is 8:45, so this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 5 hours into his wake up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this would be like after the show. I would have to go into the bathroom at Sirius and rub my face down with a banana peel.
We'll get you some bananas for tomorrow.
Okay, that'd be great. He's rubbing his face with a banana peel. And then how long does he do that? Hit pause. 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
He spends 10 minutes rubbing his face down with a banana peel.
And he washes it all off with some water.
Oh, I was wondering. I was going to say he's dunking his face in water again, but now it's to wash off banana residue. But now
you don't want to go out smelling like banana.
No. But now, now he's using the tap water. He's not using Saratoga bottled water anymore. He's using tap water.
That's a great point.
To get the banana off his face.
That's a great point.
Okay. Okay, now it is
9:05.
9:05.
It's been 10 minutes. He had to get dressed.
I mean, he did a hell of a job getting dressed. Looks like he's wearing a suit.
Looks like he's getting ready to do a radio show.
It does look like that. He's got a suit, like a gray suit on with a T-shirt underneath. He is still wearing the gold chain that he slept in. Surprised that he slept in that. Okay, wait. While he's got a suit on, an unnamed servant.
Female.
You think female? Are those lady
I'm just
hands?
looking at the nails, the hands.
It's either a female or a teft.
She
It's
doesn't
hard to
have
tell.
man hands.
No,
it's definitely not a teft.
Okay, so it's a lady servant. Yeah, that's right. I see the painted nails. A lady servant has placed another bowl of water and ice in front of him. He's sitting down at this desk, but this is a different desk. This is not the morning desk.
It's a different desk, and it has to be a different bowl of water because it's been like 5 hours since his last one, and that ice would have melted.
The ice would have melted. So now 6 hours into his day.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock now. He woke up at 3:52. It's now 9:06. A female servant has placed a bowl of water in front of him at the desk that he has sat on. By the way, I want you guys to start doing this stuff for me. Why don't I get treated like this?
I didn't know that this was
I
a
sit
thing.
down at the desk. Nobody does anything for
There's
me.
a bottle of water there for you.
I do appreciate, but there's no bowl to pour the water in.
All right, we'll get you a bowl.
With ice.
We'll get you a trough.
I need to dunk my face. He's already washed his face, by the way. He washed the banana off his face. So now, at this desk that he's sitting at, which has a big computer monitor and a microphone with a mic stand, like he's doing a show. Does he do a show, Mike?
I think he's like an influencer, so I think he does a lot
Content.
of. Everyone just makes content. now.
Everybody needs. If you're going to have a desk, you better have an SM7B at that desk, right? So, but except you also need a bowl of water and ice. Okay, and what does he do? Okay, he dunks his face. He dunks his face in
Well,
the
that was
water.
to clean off the tap water that he used for the banana.
Of course, Danielle, you're a genius. He used tap water to get the banana off. But now he's like, I have all this disgusting tap water on my face, so I need iced bottled water. This has to be bottled, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Saratoga.
Iced bottled Saratoga water. And then he's going to, after he dunks his face at 9:06, he's going to talk to somebody into the mic. What does he say?
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
Okay, see, wait. Wait a second.
I've heard that so many times on Twitter.
What?
People are replying with just, we got to get at least 10,000. Because nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Well, he dunks his face. What time did he dunk his face?
9:07?
Okay, 9:09. He's dunking his face. Okay. By 9:15, he is bone dry. And he is talking into the microphone, into the monitor. His hand is on the mouse, which is weird because he's talking to somebody.
Yeah, but he's also moving it around a lot.
He is. Okay. Wait, I need
It's
to.
almost like when someone pretends to play guitar.
I need to microanalyze this. It goes quick. Can you go back to the beginning of, like, post dunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
So looking at it, bro, we need to go ahead and get into at least 10,000. So looking at it, bro, we need to go ahead and get into at least 10,000. He doesn't have earbuds in. He is moving the mouse with his hand, and it looks like his finger is on the scroll wheel. You see the finger placement?
Yeah.
It looks like he's scrolling something. He's talking into his SM7B. But it sounds like he's just talking to a guy. Okay, somebody has replied with a picture of which of the Roys is that again?
That's not Roman.
No.
It's just Jeremy Strong.
Jeremy Strong from Succession, who said, looking at bro, we got to go ahead and get at least 10,000. Which isn't it word for word, but it gets the spirit of it, absolutely. I'm going to give you a spoiler. If I take like a Zoom meeting in my house, generally, even if it's in my studio, especially if it's just one person that I would call bro, I'm just going to talk into my iPad. I'm not.
Oh.
Maybe he's doing a stream and people are asking him fitness questions. Hey, how many steps do I need to get today?
That's a good thought, but my problem with that is it's 9:15. There's no way he's been streaming for more than 6 minutes because 6 minutes ago his face was submerged in water. And at 9:17 he's beating an egg. So the stream would at most...
Was he beating the egg or was
did I put the cart in front of the horse again?
Assistant beating the egg.
The servant. His servant.
It's true. When you have that kind of money, it's
he's doing very, very well for himself.
Is that a double-breasted suit?
It looks like, yes, it is a double-breasted suit. You can see, that's a great eye, Mike. You can see the placement of the button. It's a double-breasted suit, and
he's not doing well for himself.
Yes, he is.
He's got a double-breasted suit on, Travis.
What do you mean? He's got a double-breasted suit.
Do you want the spoiler now or later?
Later.
Okay.
But I appreciate knowing that we are going somewhere. Okay. Oh, okay. You know what? That is his female servant beating the egg.
Same name, same nails.
Same nails. Okay, so that's the same female servant beating him an egg.
Well, yeah, because he's got to get at least 10,000.
Maybe he is streaming, trying to get at least 10,000. Okay. Oh, making bacon, making eggs. Okay, wow. Okay, so no. But I go back to this. At 9:25, he's being served avocado toast, scrambled eggs, and bacon, which is a hell of a meal. I'd probably pass the avocado toast aside. For me,
yeah.
Now my cup of tea.
That's how you know he's got money.
Avocado toast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point.
And eggs.
But, I mean, was he streaming for 10 minutes and then he had his breakfast?
Who knows if he was even streaming?
He would
may
have
have
to
been having a finance meeting.
I think he was on a Zoom call with an individual. That's why he called him bro. That's why it only lasted 10 minutes. That's why he wanted to get at least 10,000. But he still used his mic, his SM7B, because, he's doing very well for himself. Okay, so there's his meal. There's his breakfast.
At 9:25.
9:25. He woke up at 3:52.
6 hours ago.
Yeah. He finally has his first full meal at 9:25. Now, earlier in the day, he had eaten a banana, but that was mainly for function because he wanted to use the peel to rub on his face.
He just needed to get the banana out of the peel.
Right. You don't want to waste food.
No.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, he said. That's nice. Okay, he's putting syrup on it. Oh, another bottle of Saratoga.
Yeah, he's done with the other one.
Right. And I want to guess that there was a second one in the middle for the second bowl of water.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we're at our third bottle, we would assume.
That's the end of the video.
That looks like hot honey.
Oh, that's a delicious breakfast.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
That's it?
The hot honey?
Yeah.
That's the end.
Thanks, yeah, on the
That's the end.
That's his morning routine.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a good routine to me.
It's a good way to end it.
Rise and grind.
Right. Dr. X in Mexico City. What's up, Dr. X?
When does this guy jerk off, for crying out loud, dude? Midday, I've already got 2 in me. This guy hasn't even touched himself once.
Yeah,
Are we missing something?
Isn't that on Dr. X? He's been up for 6 hours. He hasn't touched his genitalia once.
Man, this successful probably practices semen retention.
Probably all the successful men do.
Yeah.
He didn't take a morning shit either.
Maybe that was during free play.
Well, you would think you would want to brag about that. I mean, he was squatting.
Maybe he's constipated and was squatting to get the farts out.
Is that what you did? Is that what? I'm not going to look. We're not going to put anybody on the spot. Is that what one might do?
I've heard it's a thing.
Well, then, before Travis, your follow-up, I'd like the follow-up video because many people made parody videos, made memes, really mocked him for what they're looking at as at its best a lie, and at its worst, or no, probably at its best a colossal waste of time, and at its worst a lie. But then this gentleman, he responded, well, to the people I would classify and categorize as haters.
I came here to address the nonsense. So many videos are being sent to me, duplicates of my videos. This is for the creators that are sick and tired of their work being copied. Listen to me though. You're either going to be a leader or a follower, and it's okay to be either one, but you have to choose. If you're going to be a leader, people are going to follow you. What is the issue? I realized that God has me here to lead, not to follow anyone, so that's what I'm going to do. When I see somebody following the way, I should be hyped. Now, I'm not perfect by any means.
I should be hyped.
I used to get pissed off. The running videos, the ASMR with workouts, I'm not going to act like I'm a saint. I used to block anybody who was doing anything similar to me. That was me. I'm blocking them. Screw them. How could they copy my work? I worked so hard for this. What's wrong with this dude? Why do the same thing as me? What is up? Then I realized, bro, like, people follow Jesus. Why? Because he was great. As a Christian man, why are you angry if they're following you? Matter of fact, if you're doing something good with good intentions, this should be a great thing. So coming from someone who's been in your shoes, just know, if people are doing what you're doing after they see what you're doing is working for you, you're doing something right. Don't allow this to get you upset. This is the name of the game.
Troy, he said they follow him like they follow Jesus. Does he... Troy, you're a little bit more of a religious scholar than me. Did people realize that he was the Son of God because everybody was parodying him? Was that what it was? They were like, oh my God, this Jesus guy, he has all these people mocking him.
Doing
and
everything he's doing.
Right, but in a parody and mocking way, he must be the Son of God. Is that...
I don't think that's how that played out.
Because I haven't read the beginning of the Bible, so I don't know for sure, but... Who knows, right?
Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe he is.
I'm not mad at this guy.
You're not. You
he's
think
doing his thing.
You think he's got it all together?
I think he's doing his thing.
I do too.
It is the Lenten season, and nobody's talking about Jesus for shit. Everyone is talking about the morning routine.
You're right. This thing, I mean, is on fire. Steve in Connecticut.
Hey, guys.
Hey, buddy.
Vanity's a sin. Fuck that guy.
Is vanity a sin?
It's not, it's not good. You should be a little more humble.
Is it one of the sins?
I mean, it's just, it's probably good to choose to be a little more humble.
You know what I just remembered? Not only is it a sin, but based on the documentary The Devil's Advocate, it is Satan's favorite sin.
Is that a documentary?
Well, it really happened.
Okay, that's a good point.
But what does he say at the end of the movie? Vanity. Definitely my favorite
Hell of a
sin.
thing.
No, he doesn't say hell of a thing. No, of course not.
I got to rewatch the movie.
Although it would have been funny if he said hell of a thing, because that's where he's from.
Ah.
You know? Yeah, vanity is one of the 7 deadly sins. And he doesn't appear not vain in the video.
No.
You know? But Travis, you said financially he's set?
What? I said that?
I don't remember.
I didn't say that.
We all saw his apartment.
So we remember...
His apartment looks good, and he's got all those bottles of Saratoga.
Right, which aren't cheap.
No. It's I mean, look.
Maybe that was product placement.
You think he's sponsored by Saratoga?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm sure they're selling a lot of Saratoga this week.
He has a really nice watch.
That
and that bracelet.
Yeah. Unless they're fake.
No, I couldn't imagine.
That video was posted in February. It didn't go viral until like this weekend.
That's great. I love that.
Right.
I love that. He's like, what the fuck?
This is his eviction notice from 2 weeks ago.
Oh, why would they have his eviction notice?
Because once you're out there, you're out there.
Morning routine. Oh, no. Morning routine guy is 5'5" and just got evicted. LMAO. Not sure which is more. Is he only 5'5"?
Well, they figured out from his eviction notice that.
Oh no. Okay. Wait.
5'5".
It says here. It says here that this person duly sworn, depose, and say that on the 14th of March served an individual service by delivering the true copy of civil action of summons and complaint for the residential eviction. Oh, God damn it. And specific performance with a date and honor. This is an eviction notice.
Yeah, it's from the condominium company.
Description,
To his
sex,
LLC.
male, race, black, age, 30 plus, weight, 170 pounds, hair, black, height, 5'5". That's
shorter than me.
I mean,
that's Muggsy Bogues.
And people want to know, why did you take human growth hormone as a child? When you can put out a video like we just watched and get evicted, and people say, yeah, but the worst part is he's 5'5". Like, it's literally the greatest decision I've ever made in my life. Because I wasn't going to hit 5'5".
No?
No.
Now look at you.
I'm a giant compared to this gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe that this is true. He couldn't be evicted and be 5'5". Not both.
It's a bummer for him.
That sucks. He had his whole morning routine. He's not going to be able to
Now
do
he's got nowhere to do it.
He's got 2 offices.
That's why he did that video in his car.
2 offices. One for... That's true. He was in his car in the second video. He's got 2 offices. One, so he could get at least 10,000, and the other, so he could...
We gotta get at least 10,000.
So he can sit quietly with his blue book.
Yeah.
In purple lighting.
Why they got to do this on the internet? Why they got to do this and be mean?
They did him dirty.
Well, why can't we just tease him? Why do you have to go and bring up the real stuff? That's not nice at all. Like, we were all having fun and teasing him because his video sucks. You didn't have to bring up the real stuff. Why do you have to drag real life into the internet? It's just not cool. It's mean.
Yeah. That's him.
Oh, there's more evidence?
Yeah.
That's his LLC for sure?
I mean, it's just court cases. Just run his name through the court system.
Next thing you know, he's going to be gooning outside a bikini barista, you know?
Bikini beans.
What are you laughing at?
That looks like him diving into the pool.
Just
that appears to be the World Trade Center.
Well, it would take so long. You're saying because it would take 4 minutes to get all the way to the bottom.
Yeah. By the way, I love how somebody replies, WTF, is that 9/11? Like, not is that the World Trade Center, is that 9/11?
Well, it was. It's 9/11. I remember it was like really sad that day. Everybody jumping from the building.
Yeah.
Because
we can make light of it now.
Yeah. Never forget.
No.
Well, the people making these probably weren't alive.
Probably
when it
not.
happened, so.
No.
Probably not. And if they were, they forgot. Oh, man. Leave it to the internet.
Saratoga water.
Oh, come on. Don't do this. Somebody posted the stock listing of Saratoga water and then it has gone down.
That's a bummer for him.
Why? Why do you have to make it real?
Twitter's
it's so mean.